I forgot to press live on YouTube. Oh my god. Okay, everyone, welcome to the stream. So today we are going to watch Pokemon Sinnoh Festive Tournament, which is an event in Pokemon Battle Festival. Yes. How come chat is not showing? But let me test. So why we are watching this today? Because
so
I
much
will appear in the tournament.
Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. It's like going back in time.
Okay,
but not
let's
really,
watch this
because,
together,
that's
guys.
the other game that we're going to be talking about in a little bit. But you know, it's just great that they added so many interesting tidbits for this next game we're going to be talking about. Like, for example, the Conclave library, where you can check out all of these cool tidbits of information of, for example, how Manaphy came to be and what Pokemon you need to bring with you. It's really great how they were able to link this with you know, what we're going to be talking about in a little bit. It's a really fun game. What did you think, JJ?
You know,
when
I first saw the trailer of this game, I just really got
Hi,
hooked up
happy
from that moment.
day.
And
So today we're going to watch
it's just
the
I've been playing it a lot.
Pokemon
and
Sinnoh
it
Festive
is
Tournament
the
live
reason
together.
Why
So what happened was,
kind of
like,
broke my body clock, so I'm kind of not sleeping playing
well,
this game. And I believe
I
you
got into
are
the
as
tournament
well. You know, your
last
body clock
month,
is
so like if you notice, like I think in the first 2 weeks of my
trying to fix
GBT
it,
stream, I
you know,
look
playing
really
games,
tired
but,
because I
it was
just
a really
finished
great
Pokemon
game,
Battles.
I have to say.
And yeah,
Yeah,
let's watch this
literally,
together.
quote unquote, going back in time.
Like,
From
I think I was
the
quite
Sinnoh
lucky
region, from
during the
Brilliant Diamond and
tournament.
Shining
So
Pearl,
what happened
all
was,
the way
I
back
joined the
to
tournament. It was my
Extreme
first
region, all
tournament,
sorts of
and
cool,
the first round was the
variants that are
regional,
also
right?
available
And then
Pokemon-wise.
I got,
Why don't we show them the trailer?
I became the
of Legends
finalist.
of Arceus?
So I got into the regional playoff. Yeah, I was Singapore representative. It was quite surprising for me, but thanks to everyone. Okay, I think right now it's like a lot of trailers. Like when you go to the cinema, then you would see a lot of like trailers or advertisements before the real movie starts. And I think this Pokemon thing is doing the same thing. And like, I don't know how many times I have watched this Pokemon Legends Arceus trailer already. And hi, Kued. Are you doing Mew's homework properly? You should do Mew's homework right now and then watch the stream as well. Yeah, let's wait. Gen 9 hasn't even released. Gen 10, what is Gen 10 going to be though? I haven't even seen Gen 9, so like I have no guess about Gen 10 at all. I mean, even Gen 9, I have no clue. Yeah. So yeah, a lot. By the way, right now we are watching the live stream. Yes. I wonder what happened in the chat on the other side. Yeah, a lot of hello. Okay. Let's go back to full screen. Yeah, a lot of hi, hello, and a lot of hello. Yeah. Chat, are you still playing Legends? I plan to come back to play Legends this month. So yeah, stay tuned. I have just only beaten I have only beat the third boss. Actually, that's sad. Okay. Strong style, HR style. So I have made a clip on Evolve Lilina, but I haven't even evolved my Lilina yet. Oh my gosh. So the trailer is kinda long. Mr. Mike clapping hands. Oh, Gen 9 trailer, I get. No? Or Legend. Legend. Okay. Oh yeah, so from the Pokemon Presents there is going to be a new anime based on Pokemon Legends, and I'm pretty excited about it. Oh yeah, have you all seen the latest Pokemon Journeys opening? There is Great Ninja is coming back. Okay, let's listen.
What a game this is. Oh my gosh, JJ, this is one for the books. This is what everyone in the Pokemon community has been waiting for. This game where you're just really able to be one with the Pokemon and, you know, really figuring out how it was in the past without a Pokédex. Using those wooden Pokeballs and catching, you know, these scary creatures that you really don't know much about yet. So this is such a fascinating world.
You know, previously in the previous games, it was the Pokemon. You know, it were the Pokemon that were hiding in tall grasses. But you know, for Pokemon Legends Arceus, it's you know, for the past history, it's kind of the opposite. It is the humans. It's the trainers that's hiding on tall grasses to to catch these Pokemon. And I hope you guys experience all the fun for playing Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Yep, I got my shiny charm, so the post game is so much fun catching all those shiny Pokemon. But you know what? Why don't we get back to what happened?
About post game, I haven't even completed the real game. Oh my gosh!
Like since this is a game,
the future of the past, which is our present.
Like so, literally, we're going back to the future because Hisui is the previous Sinnoh region.
Right.
So why don't we talk about this little tournament that we have in the Sinnoh region a few years later, the Sinnoh Festive Tournament. And
oh yeah, that's the, oh my god, look at my photo. Someone was asked to send a photo. Yeah, and looking from the name, my name is like the most normal one. Okay.
From Singapore, we got Chang, Chia, Hao.
So Ramon is basically my first name, if you wonder.
From the Philippines. We got NomaiZ from Thailand. We got JS Deo from Malaysia. And finally, another Bryan Mendoza. We'll call him Sinnoh from now on.
So
from the Philippines.
So like you can see, there are how many Kyogre teams? 3 Kyogre teams and like 1 Lugia team. And Chrysler is pretty common.
You know, it could be Philippines going against Philippines or Malaysia going against Thailand. We'll find out. And here we have it, the brackets. As you can see, first thing that you'll notice that JS Deo is currently on the semifinals. This is due to the fact that there was an official rule violation. That's why we're moving immediately, JS Deo into that the semifinals bracket. But other than that, of course, we're going to go, to the the standard, the normal what do you call this?
So does this mean I'm going to be the second pair in the stream? So like, yeah, the bracket is like based off 3 single eliminations. So I wonder how long I would survive in this stream. Yeah.
Sarak NomaiZ, and of course after that we'll find out who's gonna be fighting whom into the semifinal match, and then of course whoever's gonna be winning the semifinal match would be moving on to our grand finals.
Yes, and of course we're playing single elimination and best of 3. So 3 games, right, per match. So let's
a maximum of 3 games.
Yeah.
So do you think how many games will I play? Is it going to be only 2 games and then I lose?
And check out the prizes. I mean,
the prize! Oh my god, we are able to get the share.
Super cool.
Why is it blinking?
Collection by Secret Lab Titan Evo 2020.
It's not my fault, not my YouTube fault. It's the error, I think.
I mean, we have to consider as well, right? That the winner can only choose one.
Or let me try refreshing. I think I should try refreshing.
Which is of course the Pikachu or the Charizard.
Because there is the blinking here.
Whichever's not gonna
but I don't think it's my error. Or is it actually my error? Is it showing for yours?
The appropriate.
Yeah, but if you can pick which one you want to pick, Charizard or Pikachu.
Excited for those because I'm sure a lot of people want to get their hands on these awesome prizes. But why don't we check out the first match.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now
the
check
first
out
match
the
is
first
coming.
match.
So
It
first
going
match
to be
is Bryan
Bryan
and
from Malaysia going against Bryan Mendoza or Zenon coming in from the Philippines. This is going to be the first match of the day. We have 6 matches. And here
oh my god, they are going to show my
players.
age. Oh my god, I don't want to show my age.
And of
Why
course,
do they have to show
a little
my
bit of how do you
age?
say this? Name twins. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just like there's only
So let's
one
take a
layer
look.
different.
It's
Yeah.
Not
Basican
the same
vs
twins, they have
Basican.
the same age.
And
literally,
Scissor
they're
vs
both
Scissor.
playing technicians
And
here,
also-
and they got both speed boosters from that Blaziken side. But you know what? As we saw from a while ago, we got both legendaries that they're using here. Kyogre and Apalkia are both water types. So what else can you say about these teams, JJ? They're not necessarily almost identical, but you know,
Yeah,
it's interesting to
it's
see that we have
pretty
two
similar.
Bryans starting out the round.
Yeah, you know, before I get into that, you know, for those who doesn't know, you can now, you know, in our rules that you could bring at least one restricted Pokemon, which of course in the form of Palkia and Kyogre for Bryan and well, for both of the Bryans.
For both Bryans.
For Bryan and for Bryan. I was gonna say
B&B.
that. But yeah, you know, moving into their, you know, lineup.
Oh yeah, they are
as you can
both
see, it's
Bryan.
mostly similar, only
But
changes
just
of
different
the,
I and Y.
you know, the Dragonite, the Breloom, and of course the Weavile and the Gengar. So with their lineup, of course, we have the Blaziken, we have the Technician users. It could, they could probably, you know, start off with the
Be
Blaziken
right
as
back.
well, and from there, whoever's
delivery, I
going to be
guess.
the slower Pokemon, obviously, we might be able to see a speed tie here from both of the Blaziken. Whoever's going to be the first one here, or at least the first one to be able to take down whichever's Blaziken, I believe would have the advantage over the other.
Yes, and also watch out for those pickpockets. Watch out for those disabling moves of Gengar, or the Cursed Buddy. And we'll see who takes on the first match. Why don't we go into the first game? Let's do this.
Yes. Let's have it. That champion time. Zenon, coming in from the Philippines, is going to be sending out the Kyogre first instead. Not the Blaziken, but the Kyogre. Of course, it has the ability of a Drizzle, which will
I have
bring
just got
out the
delivery, but I don't know what
Rain
it is
Weather
at all.
into our field. And of course, as you mentioned,
Okay.
there's Buddy from the Gengar, so let's find out.
Hey,
which
thank you,
are,
Ron.
which Pokemon they're gonna be
The match
using,
has
as
already
we saw,
ended,
you know,
but
we've
like,
seen the Weavile and the Palkia into the side of Bryan. But we still don't know which Pokemon.
This is the recording.
Zenon has from their
I cannot know the result, but I cannot tell you
Exactly.
all.
So that's the Kyogre
thank you so
versus that
much.
Gengar. They are
If I were Bryan,
things through, right?
let me take a look at
We'll
the
see what
Bryan
exactly comes out first. You know, you really got to think this the right way, because with that Gengar out, that first body, well, it's gone back. Gengar knows that it needs to be changed in with a Palkia. We got two legends up against each other. With that pressure on, you know, watching those.
the game goes pretty
Kyogre
fast, and I think Water
Water
Spark.
doesn't do too much damage as
Palkia is so
it
bulky.
resistant against that times 4. And possibly,
Okay.
who knows, a possible paralysis. What do you think, JJ? That Kyogre just went back into the other side, pushing
Oh.
out that Latios. We got that
Latios
Dragon
is
versus
fast,
Dragon.
right?
Right.
But with Thunder Wave, that it would be slower.
It's really interesting because, like, I believe what Zenon is thinking here is that.
Oh, talking about Paralyze. Paralyze has helped me a lot in the qualifier match. And if you wonder how it helps me, yeah, let's watch together tomorrow.
From a mile away, to ensure that it's only going to use Thunder Wave to, you know, get the paralysis onto the other Pokemon instead of using Thunder that could, you know, while it is 100% accuracy in weather in the rain, I think it's the most obvious thing to do. That's why they kind of, you know, deviated from doing so, and now they were able to successfully take the paralysis into that of the Latios, which would be a huge deficit for the side of Zenon.
Exactly. So now it's taken out. Latios has been taken out by Zenon, and he is sending out his Kyogre back on that field because that paralysis is not going to be good for that Latios. We've got this. That's going to do a lot of a decent amount of damage on that Kyogre. A decent amount of damage with that Dragon type move. Let's see here that Kyogre does the Thunder, which is, you know, does a good amount of damage as well to Palkia. It's not super effective because of that Dragon typing. And it is doing the same thing with that Kyogre, taking Zenon's.
Yeah, so when I'm playing as Kyogre, then I mean, like, my legendary is also Kyogre, and like I'm pretty scared of Palkia. because of the thunder.
Immediately switch in rather the Kyogre just to be able to getting some damage. Unfortunately, though, knowing the fact that it now has thunder, I believe they weren't expecting the thunder to come out. That's why at least wanting to put a lot of damage into the Palkia, but unfortunately wasn't able to do that. But here he comes
For the package, I cannot.
Just to be able to get that
It must be Pokemon Plushie.
+1 into speed, and it's gonna be the faster Pokemon now moving forward.
Yes, and I really liked how that Palkia used that drizzle to its advantage, right? Using that thunder without that accuracy check. We got the close combat coming in from Sinnoh's Blaziken taking down that other legend. We've got no more legends on the field this first game. We got, of course, that defense and special defense goes down when that close combat.
What would be the third Pokemon? I don't know. Actually, Bryan
did lose some HP from that Life Orb. Blaziken did get that speed boost, though. After, it protected, it got a couple of speed boosts in. Here we go. We've got a Weavile coming out. Oh, that could be, that could take a lot of damage from that Blaziken. What do you think?
Right, but we have to
I think it would take a lot of damage
as well. So whichever Blaziken is going to be doing against a Weavile is still going to survive with at least 1 more HP. Now they need to be able to take down this Blaziken immediately, and from there, since they have the Weavile,
so does it mean? I think Bryan predicts post combat, right? That's why he changed to Gengar.
That is in against into the side of Bryan is this Blaziken, but right now it's going to go in for the second protect, but it doesn't really matter at all, as they're just going to be switching in. They're still going to be getting that free speed boost from the Blaziken.
Exactly.
So now it's currently at +2 speed.
And I liked what they did when they put out the Weavile, and then that Blaziken tried to do a close combat.
I think that's the end.
Actually hit it because it switched out into Gengar.
Blaziken is pretty scary,
no effect
in my
damage,
opinion.
Right? So there's more recoil damage, more Life Orb damage. That adds up, right? But it is fast. I have to say, this speed boosted Blaziken now has boosted to a certain, will be able to outspeed this Weavile in eventuality. So let's see here what actually happens. I mean, I don't know if that Weavile can do too much now versus this Blaziken. Possibly, there you go. A possible U-turn, really, because it probably knew that there was that Focus Sash on it, so it would be going back in to switch out for something else, right? So let's see here. With that pickpocket, though, that Life Orb was stolen from that Blaziken. So, that
which
extra
actually
damage.
which is actually more of a disadvantage for the Weavile, because now that it has a Life Orb, now you're going to be able to attack the Latios. The U-turn is just used to essentially dominate and showing their dominance in a way, right? Because it's still going to have some recoil damage. Now it's just switching out the Latios to essentially sacrifice it. So it's more of a
lamb.
right.
That's the first battle.
Into the side of Zen, and you know what? You can take over my Latios. You're gonna be taken out anyway because you have the pickpocket and you have my Life Orb. So it doesn't really matter at all.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he used the pickpocket to his advantage. I mean, he knew exactly what was coming for him with that Weavile. And what's cool about having the teams readily available for everyone is that they know exactly what's coming in for them, right? So. I'm sure he knew that pickpocket was coming, that Life Orb was going to be taken from him, and it would eventually take down that last HP holding that Weavile up. But congratulations, Sinnoh from the Philippines. I mean, I'm not saying because we're Filipinos, we're rooting for you, but we're rooting for you. And
that's just the one game. That's just one game.
That's one game. So hopefully...
That's unfair, is it? Yeah.
To keep taking the control for the next one.
But
more power to Bryan.
that's the first battle. It ends surprisingly fast. I have to admit that, when I played the matches, right, I felt like the match passed so fast, though.
Here we go, the second one. We're gonna be seeing Gengar. Of course, now we are seeing the match in the perspective of Zenon. Earlier on, it was Zenon on the other side of the match, but this time we're gonna be looking at it into the side of Zenon. And now, of course, it's still gonna be the same leads here for both of our trainers with the Kyogre and the Gengar.
Yes. And we got that drizzle out already, fresh off the bat. I mean, sometimes it is counterproductive to have that
And
visibility if other
it's
Pokemon
it's
are actually
pretty.
also
I
benefiting
feel
from the weather. So let's see
it's
what
pretty nervous after
let's
you
see what
got
Bryan
get one
does
lose.
in exchange.
That's
Will he be
how I
switching out? Will
feel.
he be
It's
keeping
very
that
pressure.
Gengar?
Whoops. So
So
now you
that
know
Oh,
Gengar
I
was
lost
wow.
some.
it was withdrawn. It knew what was gonna happen. We said there, yes, and that Palkia is out on the side of Bryan. Kyogre does do Thunder, does a little bit of neutral damage to that Palkia, and it does a good amount of damage. And obviously that Thunder, surpasses the accuracy check and does the amount of damage that
Due
is
to the
required
rain.
to do. Exactly.
Due to the rain.
I think
So
that
it
Palkia
was,
might use the
there was a
dragon
little
move
bit of
though.
a little bit of a chance,
Wait,
that
what is it called?
Kyogre,
The
be
dragon.
able to paralyze,
Oh no,
the
Thunder
Palkia.
Wave
But
again.
here
Okay.
we go. We're essentially seeing the same thing.
This is the same
that
thing over
happened,
again
right?
from the
Essentially
other
the same
side.
thing. From the other
Hi,
side.
Rev.
Essentially the same
Refund
thing.
Latino.
First,
Yeah. Glad to see
unfortunately,
you here.
Latios is still not going to be able to do
So right now we
a
are
lot here.
watching
Latios, of
Pokemon
course,
Sinnoh
if
Festive
it's
Tournament
going
that
to
I
attack,
participated.
of course, the Spatial Brand is
Yeah.
going to
I
take
think the
it
next match
first
after
and
this is
probably
mine.
one
So I'm
KO
really
this
excited.
Latios as well.
Probably
And
most
it
likely
did.
one hit KO. It did. It's down. It's down for the books. Latios is out, but I mean, this is what happened last time. I mean, he knew exactly what was gonna happen, so he set up for it. He waited for it, and he knew exactly what to do. But let's see if the rest of the match or the rest of the game turns out the same as the first game did. But the Kyogre's out again versus.
Refund, do you also like Pokemon?
Let's see if it is able to take down this Palkia again with Thunder.
Yeah, it is scarfed actually. If you didn't notice, it is scarfed, so it's going to be the first one
It's gonna be
to
faster.
attack.
Yeah. That Thunder Wave slowing down that Kyogre.
I believe with the speeds, right? Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe with the speeds of Kyogre and Palkia, I think it's still going to be the faster one, despite having the paralysis, just because of the fact that it does have the Choice Scarf. I believe it's still. I believe it's still faster than the Palkia, but correct me if I'm wrong here. But it doesn't. Kind of doesn't really matter, as they just need to get this Blaziken up, gets a little bit of a protect here, and essentially gain the speed that they lost again.
Exactly. Palkia is utilizing that drizzle, really hitting that Blaziken.
Blaziken got paralyzed. Oh my gosh.
That's gonna be very.
Jory, hello.
Speed boosting
So
of Sinnoh's side, right?
Protects.
It looks like
So now it would.
Bryan has a little bit of
Wait,
an
how many
advantage
speed
here, but
boosts
there's a
already?
protect for that extra first speed boost, especially for that Surf. That Surf would have done a lot of damage to that Blaziken. With a little speed boost, I don't know. I don't think it is fast enough to outspeed that Palkia. But let us see. Let us see what happens. Although that Surf does come out, and it really, really is, super effective versus that Blaziken, and it takes it down. Super effective.
Oh
taking
no,
down
only
that
Kyogre is
Blaziken.
left.
Sinnoh just has one last Pokemon left at his disposal, which is that paralyzed Kyogre. I am biting my nails. I hope that he's able to do something about this. The drizzle comes out again, and
The Kyogre is going to be fun. Oh no, right now it's going to be slower because of paralyzed. So
I mean, at full health, but that paralysis will really, really take its toll, right, JJ?
Right, and unfortunately, even with this Choice Scarf, it's still not going to be the faster one going against the Palkia. Now, here's the thing. If they can't take out the Palkia, even if they do take out the Palkia, which they did just now, there's still the Gengar and perhaps the Weavile again at the back, which would still be faster against this Kyogre. So we might be looking at a game number 3.
I think we're looking at a game number 3 here. This is quite exciting. It's really like, it's really the two Bryans are they know exactly what's gonna happen, so they're very, very much in sync. But I think that we are going for game 3 here, JJ. The Black Sludge, it's healing that Gengar a bit, but he still has 2 Pokemon on his side, Bryan, and that Shadow Ball will take down that Kyogre, and that is a GG.
That is definitely a GG.
And that is
wow,
Bryan
the
versus
third
Bryan
game.
Spectacular. As you can see, we've got 1 win on Bryan's side, 1 win on Bryan or Sinnoh's
And
side.
hi Jerry, right now we are watching the first battle of Pokemon Sinnoh Festive Tournament. So the first battle is not mine, but I think the next one after this is mine. So yeah, let's cheer for me.
See kind of a snowball into the side of Zenon earlier, but this time we did see how Bryan Lee was able to snowball, capitalizing from the advantage that they did get, from the early turns of the match. And honestly, going into game number 3, I believe whoever's going to be able to set up first would be the one taking the win. Unfortunately for Zenon, they made a little bit of mistakes, especially changing their Pokemons in the middle of,
so
in front
actually,
of
in terms of legendary, which one do you think is stronger, Kyogre or Palkia? Actually, I think I see both of them. Like, I think both Palkia and Kyogre were picked a lot in this tournament. Yeah, from the lineup. I picked Kyogre, of course, and like so Tolurian in our server also joined, and like he used Palkia, and Mew also joined this tournament for the Thailand round, and like Mew used Mewtwo. And hi random idiot, right now we are watching Pokemon Sinnoh Festive Tournament. It's now the third match. We are fighting like best of 3. So this match it's going to be decided which Bryan is going to go into the top 4.
And you know what? Bryan is actually utilizing it to his advantage because he is able to use the rain to his advantage.
Right, and they are bringing up the same leads here. Perhaps we might be able to see the same, the history repeating itself from game number 1 and game number 2, and we're gonna be seeing the switch in here once again, coming into the side of Bryan. Obviously, we're gonna be seeing the Thunder as well. Perhaps we might be able to see the Paralyze this time for the side of Zenith, because for all the times that they have been using it on game number 1 and game number 2, it hasn't happened, but now it did. And
who do you think is going to win right now? I think right now Bryan Mendoza looks like he is leading, right? Because he can get Palkia Paralyzed. Dragon Knight! I also have Dragon Knight in my team. Yeah. I think the good thing about Dragon Knight is like it has the ability multi-scale, so the first hit is going to be quite weak. The first hit on the Dragon Knight.
Habanberry did weaken the damage from that Dragon type move, but that didn't matter. It took down that Palkia right away. This looks like a possible GG.
Oh wow!
Who knows? Who knows what Bryan has in store, right? Because that
doesn't have the Weavile anymore. Yeah, it doesn't have the Weavile anymore.
Unfortunately.
But now has the Blaziken with the speed boost. Now, there's still a lot that Bryan could do here, especially again with the Blaziken, and of course with the muscle band as well, plus 1.1 into its attack. And now we're gonna be seeing the outrage here, of course, with the Lumberry, of course, to remove the confusion.
Yeah, and Lumbly is such a common item for Dragon Knight in this tournament. Actually, I do wonder, like, is Lumbly actually common for Dragon Knight? I guess it is. Yeah.
Even if you could use Sword Stance with this rain, it's going to reduce the damage that Flare Blitz can do against. And with the help of the multi-scale as well, look at the damage.
Yes, that multi-scale ability, obviously, when it's at full HP, it'll only take a very minuscule amount of damage with the rain, and it's a fire attack. It's really not very good damage. That Dragonite did very super effective critical hit damage on that Blaziken, really doing enough damage to almost take it down. Although Dragonite's burned, which means that its physical attack has been compromised by a certain amount. We know how bad burning is.
It is 50%.
PvP. 50%. And you know what? That Lumberry didn't come out at the right time. Well, it didn't take off the confusion, right? That earthquake, as we know, that Gengar isn't levitating anymore.
Yeah.
It isn't. So it has taken a lot of damage from that earthquake from that Dragonite. Although that Dragonite is burnt, it is still doing massive damage towards both that Blaziken and that Gengar of Bryan's side, right, JJ?
Right, and now using the substitute here, I believe if Dragonite, if Zenon here uses Earthquake once again, it's not going to matter as this substitute is just going to be taken out due to it being a super effective hit. And now we're going to be seeing the substitute to be fading away, and now we're back with a Gengar that's very low in HP, and I believe Gengar here won't be able to do as much. Just like the Blaziken, it won't be able to do a lot of heavy damage against this Dragonite, especially that it's still a little bit of faster. Well, not Gengar. It is the faster one here, but this Shadow Ball is not going to be able to take it down, and Earthquake is going to be able to take down the Gengar instead. And likewise, when we get the Blaziken, obviously, is going to go in for the Protect first to get in the speed boost, but if it tries to go in for a double protect, there's a 50-50 chance that it wouldn't work anymore. So the only thing that they could do here is immediately attack and hope for the best.
Yep, it's hoping for the best. But as we know,
think this is the end, really.
That
Jerry, it's your birthday. Oh yeah, happy birthday. So since it's your birthday, let's watch me winning or losing together.
The chance of
And happy
Fire Moves doing too
birthday.
much damage on it.
Let's
With
say
that
for your
neutral,
birthday, if you can pick one
with the
Pokemon
Swords
on
Dance
this
will
screen,
really
which one do you want to
boost the
pick?
attack of Blaziken as well as
Oh
that
my
speed
god.
boost, that swords
Swords
boost.
Dance.
Yeah, Swords Dance and speed boost together. That could be really, really detrimental to Blaziken's fight in the future. But unfortunately here, it's down to a very, very small amount of HP. But let's see how much protect it can do before he gets unlucky and he no longer can protect.
I believe Blaziken here needs at least 3, if not 4 speed boosts, so it would be okay. Never mind. It only needs 2 speed boosts to be the faster Pokemon against Kyogre due to the fact that
Is Blaziken going to sweep?
the Choice
But
Scarf, right? Choice
does
Scarf,
does
so,
Dragonite
it
have
needed 2 speed boosts
extreme
to a
speed?
+2 on speed
I forgot.
for it to be the faster
If it
Pokemon
has,
against
then
Kyogre. And now,
wait, it doesn't
despite
have,
having
right?
a
That's
very
why.
low HP,
That's why Bryan Mendoza withdrew the Dragonite.
a lot of fight in it.
It
Now
does,
the Dragonite, I
it
believe,
does.
is still gonna be the Dragonite. If they use close combat, I believe this Dragonite is going to be taken out pretty quickly.
Yeah, this Dragonite could be taken out really fast because, well, obviously with the extreme speed as well. But let's see if the Protect comes out because that extreme speed has a priority. So if it is able to do that first, well, it has no choice but to Protect. But it failed, and that extreme speed will take that Blaziken down, and that is a GG. Congratulations, Sinnoh, you win the first match of the quarterfinals.
That is very close. Honestly, if Bryan Lee didn't go for the Protect, I think they would have been able to KO the Dragonite, and perhaps we might be able to see the last Pokemon as well into the side of Zenon. But you know what? It doesn't matter as Zenon already won the first game and is going to be proceeding to our semifinals match.
Yes. He is proceeding to the first semi-finals match, and that is such an exciting first match, especially because it was between two people of the same name, of the same age, with similar strategies. It was just really, really great to see what happened. And why don't we go into the brackets, JJ?
Right. So as you just saw, guys, we're gonna be seeing a brackets. Bryan Mendoza Zenon is now moving into our semi-final match. Obviously, it's going to be a 2-1, guys, and the next one is going to be Chang Hao versus Jay Ramon. So it's
Yes,
really
that's
exciting to
me.
find out who's going to be, fighting
Chang
off
Hao
against,
and me.
Bryan
Ramon
Mendoza
is my
later
first
on in the semi-final
So
match. And now
yeah, I'm
we
joining
have
the
our
Singapore
competitors coming
region,
in
and
from
I'm going to
Taiwan
fight
and
against
Singapore,
Sang Chia
respectively.
Hao from Taiwan.
Yes, we got Chang from Taiwan.
And we're like,
we've got Jay Ramon from Singapore.
what? No, it's
Our
30.
first
Why do they put that?
female,
It's not absolutely not
player for
30.
the day. Very, very
Why?
excited to see
Oh my
what
god,
we
they are
have
bad
in
at
store
number,
for all of us.
guys. Actually, it's
We got Chang
29,
versus
not
Ramon.
30. Okay, I'm going to be 30 this year, but right now I'm just
Pokemon
29.
shining
It's totally different, like
Sinnoh
2 and 3, okay?
Let's see
Yes.
what Pokemon they have in store for us today.
I'm not
And here
30.
we do have the Brello.
I'm regret now. Okay, so oh,
Ludicolo with
okay.
Kyogre and the Gastrodon. Really great combination of Pokemon here. Has a huge, has a lot of coverage as well. But for Jay, they do have the really interesting.
They are so bad at calculation, but at least they don't do bad to my photos. Oh, okay.
Scissor and of course,
Right now, okay, I was born in 1992,
Kyogre.
late
They're
October.
running rain teams, I'm
So
telling you.
I have
And what's
like
interesting is
several
look at
months
Chang.
until I'm
Like it's almost the complete
30.
Gastrodon,
And hi,
he's got
Edun.
Ludicolo,
So
he's got
watch my
that
team.
Magnezone as well as that Cloyster with that skill link. They're he is ready to take that on. And on the other side, Jay has that Ludicolo as well as that Kyogre to to have that possible rain versus rain setup. Although it's interesting to see that Rotom Mo, as you said a while ago, as opposed to that Rotom Wash that is normally up, right? Yes, and you know what? Enough talking about their teams. Let's actually see what is up. You know what? Let's see how they utilize these teams. In the end of the day, that's what it is about how they utilize the right Pokemon and what Pokemon does come out first.
So here we go. Let's find out which Pokemon they're going to be sending out. Obviously, into the side, onto the other side, it is going to be Chang, and of course, who we're looking at, is the perspective of Jay.
Jay, yes.
There we go. Yeah.
It actually knew. Jay knew that Kyogre was coming out, so sending out that Rotom Mo.
I know.
Will do a lot
Probably not.
to that water type Pokemon because we need that Drizzle to come out first. That Volt Switch does a decent, much more than expected damage to that Kyogre, especially in the rain. Goes back and sending out right into the arena. Let's see here. A possible Ludicolo, which will be really, really, really good in the rain as well.
Definitely, especially that this is I believe one of the Pokemon that is used as a counter to these rain team. As we just saw, there's a lot of them going in for the rain team, and now of course the Giga Drain. This, even if they do bring out, like, say, the Gastrodon, right, which is a huge counter as well for Pokemon like Kyogre that has Thunder, they could essentially take it out. But without a grass type Pokemon, like Ludicolo or what do you call this, Breloom, you're not going to be dealing a lot of damage against this Gastrodon. But now we do have the Ludicolo, of course, now out, going against this Kyogre, perhaps going in for the Giga Drain as well, or they might be looking to change the moves to predict it.
The Giga Drain has that big root attached to it, which means it will have more drained. So we've got two Ludicolos up against each other. Didn't do as much as if it was going to go and draw a lot of energy from that Kyogre, but it was able to get a lot because of that big root. So now almost at full health. We've got two Ludicolos out.
Yeah, so for their Ludicolo, their Ludicolo is holding big root, but my Ludicolo is holding expert belt. In the qualifier route, I used Life Orb for Ludicolo, but right now I have already given my Life Orb to my sister instead. So I have to use expert belt because there is no other item that I can use on Ludicolo.
It could still depend. It could still change the stat. But right now, we're going to be seeing the fake out here into the side of Chang, and just essentially, ensuring that they're going to have the first move here. Obviously, the actual round, the actual turns from both of these Ludicolo now starts just now.
Hey, that it did. And as I actually see here, Josh's actually has a faster Ludicolo. So it might be able to come out in front of Jay in this particular situation. This is going to be the battle of the Giga Drains, I think. And they're also running two different items. One's running a big root, so actually Josh's might be gaining a lot more from its attacks, while Jay is running an expert belt, which boosts the attacks of each of its attacks. So let's see which one will be able to hit harder, right? This is it's the Ludicolo versus Ludicolo. game at the moment.
Right,
So
and
this is go.
yeah, this is really gonna be interesting because like whoever's Ludicolo goes down first is going to have a huge detrimental just because of the fact that both of these players are running in a rain team and has a lot of water type Pokemon from their arsenal. So if
I'm laughing at Jerry's comment, like funny plant man makes POG face live on stream.
they're really just trying to ensure that their Ludicolos would survive.
Will survive, exactly. And now the rain's down, so we'll see. Interestingly enough, Jay knew that Kyogre would be coming out on Josh's side, so she didn't actually bring out a Kyogre on her side. So this is fun to see. She's got two. From what we saw a while ago, we've got Rotom and that Ludicolo, the grass types, which are very, very effective versus that Kyogre. So you know what? If that Ludicolo does end up going down, she still has that Rotom to take over, right? Now we've got that Scissor coming out to prevent that Giga Drain from really taking too much, as it is not very effective versus that Scizor. And that Giga Drain does heal him a little bit more than expected because of that big root attached to that Ludicolo.
Now the thing here is really gonna be interesting because like what Jay is bringing up here is how do I say this, a counter to a rain team, knowing the fact that what we just saw, that it doesn't have doesn't really have, they don't have a water type Pokemon of their arsenal except for the Ludicolo. Doesn't have the Kyogre as well, so it's really gonna be interesting to find out if they're gonna be able to take down the Ludicolo, and they did with a U-turn as well, and gets the free switch in as well. Now that the Ludicolo is now out from the side of Chang, I think the advantage right now is on the side of Jay, especially with this Ludicolo. I believe we're going to be seeing the Ludicolo pick again. Perhaps, oh, never mind. It's going to be the Rotom. But still, that Kyogre is going to be in for a lot, especially with the Ludicolo and the Rotom into the side of I would call it into the side of Jay.
Actually, I think that time I picked Rotom because I was not sure what would be the next one. Like, I think Ludicolo might be weak if the next one is not Kyogre. So I picked Rotom out. And Ron, actually I have to admit, I did not know anything about competitive battling before I started the channel. I think I have learned a lot from Cert and Mew. So yay. Thanks to them.
So let's see here. We got a couple of electric type mons out. We got that Magnezone versus that Rotom. So it's all up to choice here. All up to the action of these players. We've got that Magnezone that could potentially, it has that sturdy and that Custap Berry, just in case it takes enough damage, it will be able to be a faster option than the other opponent, because that's what Custap Berry does, right? It actually speeds up your Pokemon if it's in a pinch. So now it.
Oh wow!
So it took the Custap Berry very smart with that trick. It took off the Custap Berry just in case. And from what we were talking about a while ago, JJ, how do you feel this is going to turn out?
All right, so now that it
I
does
was
have
pretty nervous at that time. Oh my gosh.
really interesting here. Now that it does have the choice scarf, it can only use one more move, right, before it can change up. I believe the best move here would be Will-O-Wisp, and then just change in a Pokemon, into perhaps the Scissor. No, I don't think the Scissor is good. I believe the good one here would be that of the Ludicolo. I think it would have more of a resistance against this Magnezone, and perhaps could deal more damage. I wasn't expecting Chang to bring out the Magnezone, really. That's why I was really kind of how do I say this? Kind of I
was anticipating.
I wasn't anticipating this Magnezone. I thought it would have been a huge advantage into the side, of course, of Jay. But this Magnezone is actually a huge threat against them.
It is. It's a very, very huge threat. Although it is burned, so those it doesn't really have much of a physical attack. So it really, it doesn't matter. But that burn will do a lot of damage on that Magnezone. Although taking that Rotom won't be too much because it still has that Ludicolo. It has that Custom Berry, so it will be able to move faster, which it was avoided.
Oh no, it avoided the attack.
Oh no!
But
So that Rotom does go down with a critical hit. Hey, Chang has luck on his side, although he is burned. Let's see here what happens. Who is taken out? As you said, the Scissor wouldn't have been the best option. Ludicolo would have been a better option. But
if we're talking about survivability, but now this Scissor has Brick Break, right? It has Brick Break, and and it has resistance into that of what do you call this? Flash Cannon as well from the side of Magnezone, right? So it would deal more damage, and perhaps we're going to be able to take down this Magnezone quickly as well. And if it does, right? And if it does, then we're going to be seeing quite an advantage into the side of Jay, especially the Ludicolo at the back could still do a lot of damage. And now Flash Cannon, unfortunately, not going to be able to take down this Scissor.
Bring it down. Yes, it did.
Coming in from the Scissor to take down this Magnezone.
Yes, it took down that Magnezone pretty good, luckily, but that Life Orb really took down all the damage for that Scissor. So it's one Pokemon versus one Pokemon. That Ludicolo versus that Kyogre. But as we know, Ludicolo will, be at an advantage because of the rain. When the drizzle comes out, it'll be faster.
Jerry says, I like Jerry's point of view so much. Jerry says, alien lawnmower eats coconuts.
What happens? Who knows? That Kyogre is scarfed, so it could be quite fast, but not as fast as that Swift Swim Ludicolo. Taken down that Kyogre, and that is a GG for Jay from Singapore. Congratulations to you. You take the first game.
Honestly,
so if you wonder about Swift Swim, so like Ludicolo moves. Ludicolo speed is doubling in like when it's raining.
It was a huge threat, and if Jay wasn't able to take down the Magnezone, that would have been honestly a game for Chang.
Yeah, it was that Flash Cannon. That if that Flash Cannon had taken down that Scissor, it would have been a slightly different
match,
outcome, right? So, fortunately, that Scissor held on, and GG, good job to Jay from Singapore for taking on the first game. But we are not done yet. We have one more game, or two, depending on how well Josh's does. So let's see here.
So how many more games do you think we'll have? 2 or 1?
There we go. We're going to be seeing the Cloyster out first. Of course, it does have the scaling ability, which ensures that it's, all of its 3 to 5 moves would have the guarantee 5 times of hitting into this Rotom. And, this Rotom is on a huge disadvantage, especially...
Yeah, thank you, Ron and Kay.
There's icicle moves here from the side of the Cloyster to essentially take it out immediately from the first turn, but it's going to go in for this Volt Switch, which is actually a pretty good thing, but it's going to be holding on with its Focus Sack.
Yes, it does, but it actually does go back. That Rotom was able to survive without getting hit by a scary Icicle Crash skill link from Cloyster. Icicle Spear, sorry. But that Icicle Spear does slight amounts of damage to that Scissor. Luckily, it came in and might be able to take on this Cloyster, even if it does do 5 hits. It did get a critical at one point, but it's not going to do too much damage on this Scissor. Although, if it was up against that Rotom, it probably would have taken that down right away. So that was a smart move on the part of Jay. So let's see here what this Scissor does. Although that we know that Scissor has a lot of super effective moves versus that Cloyster. That Technician, as we know, that Technician really boosts the attack.
So just I pick the priority move, which is Bullet Punch. So I will always move fast, although Cloyster speed is more than me.
Down that Cloyster. Scissor, though, has that Life Orb, so that it is losing a little bit of life as we go along, JJ, right? So what do you think is a good option now for Chang to do?
It's different, especially to the point that we don't really know what they're going to be bringing out. But obviously we do now see that they have the Kyogre. It's not going to be Scissor's not going to be dealing a lot of damage against the Kyogre, but at the very least it would be able to deal a decent amount of damage. So if it could if it could hold on against this Kyogre, then perhaps it could take it down. But obviously, the better option here is to just bring out Ludicolo. Hopefully, that is already predicted here by Chang from a mile away. And let's find out if they're going to be able to make use of that. Never mind, the water spout is going to be used here. It's not going to deal a lot of damage here. Obviously, despite it not being a very effective hit, not a very effective move, it's still going to be dealing this amount of damage just because of the fact that it's water spout and it's in the rain, and it's a stab move as well.
Yes, exactly. But now, we've got that Giga Drain that is about to come out, and it is known that Kyogre would definitely switch in. And putting out that Magnezone that we were talking about a while ago, which could do a detrimental amount of damage as this goes along. This is one for the books, as we know that Magnezone is possibly a Pokemon that could be a detriment to the team of Jay. So, switching out, I think that would be the best option at this point in time. Taking out that Ludicolo and maybe moving in either with a Scizor or back to that Rotom-Mo to maybe do another Will-O-The-Wisp as it did a while ago to burn it, because that's probably going to be the fastest way to take it down, as it possibly could stall its opponent, right?
Yeah.
So it could be a Will-O-Wisp, who knows, there could be a Trick in there. From what I know, I don't think it'll be using its Volt Switch, but it will be using one of the two, either Will-O-The-Wisp or Trick, to try to see if it can take away some of the advantages from that Magnezone, which really, really benefits from the rain. Any electric type move from that Magnezone could do a lot of damage, although that grass typing from that Rotom-Mo really won't take too much damage from any electrical attack coming from that
so now it's Funny Plant
Right. Honestly,
versus Weird UFO, but Funny Plant has already left.
And I believe that is what Chang is thinking as well. Probably going to be seeing this, wanting to see that Will-O-Wisp. That's why they switched out the Kyogre, so that even if it's burned, it's not going to be dealing as much of a disadvantage against the Kyogre, because it's a special attacking Pokemon. But now we do see the Trick here, and it's going to be taking in the item of the
Choice
Kyogre
Scarf
as well. And
it's Choice Scarf
as well.
for a Choice Scarf. But I think he has an extra move right in between, so he could change it up from Trick to something else. So now I think he might be doing a nice Volt Switch to switch in for another Pokemon that could be good, super effective against that Kyogre, which in my opinion would be that Ludicolo. That Rain is back out, so we'll see. That Volt Switch will do a decent amount of damage to that Kyogre.
Ooh,
yes, it did. It did, and it critical hit.
Critical hit as well.
It's critical hit, but it's going back to save its lawnmower. Save the lawnmower. So the Rotom has gone back, and I think it'll be switched in with one of the two. Will they be switching in the Ludicolo or the Scizor? It all depends on what happens next. The Ludicolo is the best option because of that Giga Drain. Kyogre knew that was happening, so that Ice Beam, did a decent amount of damage to that.
Yeah, but now Cryoga is like limited to Ice Beam.
Would be detrimental.
Oh my god.
Oh no, to that Ludicolo, which could have utilized that Swift Swim to its advantage. So now, the better option would really be to switch out that Ludicolo for something
So
else.
I remember, I think after this match, right, then I have to note down the number of rain turns every time, note it down on my paper. Otherwise, I would keep forgetting how many rain turns
I'm not
are there.
exactly a fan of what happened here. There's a huge chance. Well, there was not a huge, but a chance that this scissor, could have been frozen, right?
Exactly.
And even without the drizzle, even without the rain weather, Ludicolo was still on the advantage against this Kyogre and still going to be able to survive its hit, especially that the water spout is not going to be dealing a lot of damage. Now against the Ludicolo, obviously there is the Ice Beam that is a threat into that Ludicolo, but still, with just one Giga Drain, it's going to, perhaps take out the Kyogre as well.
Yes, and as we saw here, that Swords Dance boosted it, but I don't know if it can survive one more Ice Beam. So
yeah, but it does have the bullet punch anyway.
It does have that bullet punch. Yeah, that is true. It's gonna be
the faster one.
But is it strong enough? Is it strong enough to take
It has
out
technician. It has the sword stance, so I think it is definitely gonna be fine.
Yes, it is. It is strong enough. And you know, that life orb really go in and take in enough damage from that Scizor to almost take it down. Maybe for one last savage hit versus
Yeah, I'm thinking, so like, what if in that turn, like for my Ludicolo, if I did as... Would it be better if I continue using the Giga Drain on that turn to like take down Kyogre?
Unfortunately, is going to be able to take the Scizor, but we have to remember the fact as well that there is still the Rotom and the Ludicolo. Perhaps the Rotom is going to be sent out here for the Will-O-Wisp and then immediately switch out into that the Ludicolo, so that it would, you know, change its move set perhaps. Or I don't think Jay wants to give out this the choice scarf here against that a Magnezone, because that could potentially, you know, turn the tables around against that.
It could, yeah, because the Magnezone is already very fast. It outsped that Scizor. So let's see here what happens. That the Magnezone is virtually almost full life. I mean, if that Scizor was able to do that Brick Break, that could have been the end for Chang. Although now he actually has a chance because you know, his trump card is that Magnezone.
And here we go. Unfortunately, instead of bringing out the Rotom, they actually went in for the Ludicolo instead. Obviously, we have the Focus Blast to be, you know, the Focus Blast is the, you know, the super effective hit, a super effective move against this Magnezone. But of course, there's still quite a huge chance that it is going to be missing. But of course, with the help of the Discharge, it's going to be able to take down this Ludicolo. Perhaps if they went in for the Focus Blast and, you know, took the risk, it could have went underway, but, you know, at the very least that serve was able to deal guaranteed damage against this Magnezone. And now we might be looking at a game number 3 depending on what happens now. Obviously this charge is not going to do a lot of damage against Rotom, so and if they go in for a Will-O-Wisp, they won't be able to do anything anymore. They won't be able to choose any more attacks. So perhaps Volt Switch is the game here. Perhaps it's the trick. But let's find out if they're going to be able to take down this Magnezone. Unfortunately not, but it's going to be able to survive this Flash Cannon and going to be able to take in the game as well. That's going to be a 2-0 win coming in from the side of Jay.
Yes. Go Jay. That was a very smart choice, and then she knew that Rotom would actually be able to survive that Flash Cannon. Although, as we can see here, it's faster than normal. So if another Flash Cannon can come through, if this is a critical, it still wouldn't have done enough damage. Not very effective versus that Rotom. That Volt Switch is a GG, taking down Chang's Magnezone. And we have
and I got advanced to
if you think about it, Jay
semi-final.
From Singapore has won the the second quarterfinals game and match.
Well, as you mentioned, perhaps the third, because we already have a Void being the first one to get in on, you know, our semifinal match. And obviously, you know, Jay is going to go against Zenon later on in this.
Do you think how many? Yeah, so like I will have to go against Xenon, like the first battle that we saw earlier, which was
to play through on our quarterfinals. So we'll, you know, before we find out which players are going to be going against each other, you know, onto our semifinal match. So obviously we did see Zenon winning their game first, and then of course we have Jay as well just now, and they're going to be fighting off each other into that of the semifinal match. And of course, now that JS Deo or Void is now on the semifinal match, we're just waiting for the winner against the match of Nikkei going against NomaiZ, and whoever wins that is going to be fighting off against JS Deo into the semifinal match. But right now, here we come, the final quarterfinals match for the day, the quarterfinals for Nikkei versus
so like I think NomaiZ is from Thailand. He's also Thai. I'm actually a Thai, but I have lived in Singapore for like 10 years.
We've got Nikkei and Sarah.
Oh,
Thailand, and this
I
is gonna
think
be an
maybe
exciting
NomaiZ is not
match. Let's see
actually
what
30.
Pokemon they have
How
in store
how
for
they
us
calculate the
today
age is
to
like
see who is
it's
going to
bad.
be up against what. We've got two Mewtwo's. How crazy is that? We've got a couple of Mewtwo's. And as I
Mewtwo
can
is the
see,
same
we've got a
as so
couple
Mew also
of
joined this tournament,
screen
right? But
users today.
in the
Couple of
qualifier round,
screen
Mew also
users.
used
That Azelf
Mewtwo.
of NomaiZ and
This
that
lineup is
Mewtwo
quite
of Nikkei,
interesting.
who's using that
Actually,
Mewtwo as
so like
a
during the tournament, I did a lot
utility.
of
We've
practice
also
match
got
with
that
Mew
token
and
kit.
Sir
Watch out for
Tolurian
those
though.
air
And
slashes,
like
right?
I actually
Watch
struggle
out
a
for those
lot
air
when the team
slashes.
had
And
like
we've
closer
got
rate because my team does not have defog.
Reginator.
So actually when I was
Slow
watching this match, I wish
Regenerator,
NomaiZ
sorry.
would win.
My English today is a little bit off. And we got Blissey with her Serene Grace. We've got Serene Grace users left and right because if we had technicians in the first few matches, we've got a couple of screen users as well as air slash token
Chat.
kisses, Serene Gracers.
Guess what is this?
So what do you think, JJ?
Ah,
Right, and if we can check this out, I believe this is also, the Blissey, right?
Ooh.
The Blissey that
Yeah,
has
finally I have got my
flamethrower.
prize.
So,
But
and
this
Ice
is the
Beam as well.
Ice
So
Beam.
more of
this is the
a,
prize
more
for
of
the
a- more of an
Singapore
offensive
qualifier
Blissey
round.
that is
So
used
the
as a
prize just got
counter to
arrived to me
Pokemon,
today. Yeah, it's a
that
big
has Technician and
Pikachu.
perhaps the counter to grass type Pokemon as well. Knowing the fact
So
that
it's going to
there's,
join me watching
the
the match.
likes of Scissor,
Nice.
if it's hit by a flamethrower, obviously Blissey is not going to deal as much damage, right? But number one, it is a super effective hit, and number two, it does have Serene Grace, so there's more
Serene
chances
Grace.
of it actually getting the burn against a Pokemon that is going to, have it attacked on. But likewise for Ice Beam as well, have higher chances of actually freezing its opponent. But right now you're seeing,
The name
the
is Dr.
Azelf
Hayate.
going to be the first one to be
Interesting
brought
name.
out here. But into the side of into the other side,
Yeah.
we're gonna be seeing the Mewtwo as well. Oh, both of them
Yes,
are actually
yes.
screen setters.
Yes, they're both screen setters. Azelf on NomaiZ side,
Yep.
and on Nikkei's side, we've got that Mewtwo. So they're both setting up their screens at the moment. We have got that Mewtwo with that light clay, so that's going to prolong those screens. They're both screening themselves now, so this is like a little bit of a stall for both sides. So let's see what happens here. We got the two psychic giants going up against each other. That Azelf didn't take too much damage, although that flamethrower, is gonna do a bit of damage to that Mewtwo.
Oh, gets a burn
burning
as
it.
well.
Unfortunate. Although it is, it does lower that physical attack on Mewtwo's side, right? So let's see what happens here. I know that that Mewtwo is equipped with Psy Strike, so might not do too much damage. It's not very effective. In my opinion, that Azelf is at an advantage at the moment, especially because that Mewtwo is burned. What do you think, JJ?
No, yeah, I mean, even if it's burned, right, it doesn't have any physical attacking move anyway, so it's not
Oh, yeah,
as
that's true.
detrimental.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know who is Dr. Hayate, but like it actually I think it's one of the it's from one of the manga. It's not really Dr. Hayate. The main protagonist is called Hayate. I'm not sure if it's the same thing though.
Burn out the screen of the other instead of instead of choosing a different Pokemon, but unfortunately, but for the side of NomaiZ, we're gonna be seeing a switch in here going into the Overboot, which is their own Mewtwo, and I believe this Mewtwo is more of an offensive.
This is
Mewtwo
an offensive Mewtwo. Yeah.
Than that of Nikkei's own Mewtwo here. Of course, bringing that bright powder. We have the Nasty Plot.
Oh, so if you wonder, right, the Mewtwo name is Overboot. Overboot is actually the
watch out on the side,
one of the
Nikki,
most
watch
famous
out that
Thailand Pokemon YouTuber.
physical side. Although it does have that recover, it will be able to recover from the attacks, which gives time to NomaiZ to set up, to give it a little bit of a nasty plot. That sharp raising of attack could really be detrimental versus that Mewtwo. So he knows that he might be needing to switch in, maybe or possibly putting out a barrier or a light screen. And there you have it. There is another barrier, there's a reflect to boost its physical defense. did a bit of damage, but it's not very effective on the side of NomaiZ. Although, as we said a while ago, Nikkei's Mewtwo is burnt. So, it will be suffering every turn from those burns.
Right.
Actually, I wonder, like, I think for Mew is Mewtwo user, right? Then what is the plan? Like, how would you counter the same Mewtwo in the battle? Yeah.
Not doing a lot of damage, and since it's not doing a lot of damage, it's giving room, to NomaiZ to just use it nasty plot. So it could set itself up, and from there just attack the moment it perhaps even get its own setup.
Yes, that nasty plot is nasty. Once it's completely boosted, it can literally sweep an entire team, regardless of that, regardless of the light screen and that reflect. So we'll see what happens here. As we can see, it already has 2 boosts. Maybe with enough, enough stalling, it would get enough nasty plots to be able to just sweep the entire team. And as we see there, it's a critical hit. That Mewtwo has come down on the side of Nikkei. And that boosted Mewtwo is quite strong. And as we see, the light screen did wear out.
Right, and now we do see the Togekiss here with that of...
what Pokemon do you use for countering Mewtwo in your team? And I don't. Right now, 2 psychic gym.
Of course, obviously, it
leaders
does
fighting each other.
The Serene Grace.
I think NomaiZ
is
more like
perhaps trying to take down
psychic
Mewtwo,
gym leader. Nikkei is not really. He has got Togekiss, which is not psychic.
I believe the better option for that end is to make use of the air slash and hope for the best.
Hope for the best.
As
that was the best.
As I just said, the Nasty plot is going to be able to bring out the defenses up from this Mewtwo. And
actually, so like when I was preparing a team, right, I actually got many variations. I got so many variations, and one of my team variation has got Togekiss because I plan to go with full luck, which means I would hope for fringe, like 60% fringe. But at the end, I decided to remove Togekiss.
So it didn't really matter. It is going down for the kicks, even with that, that shell smash. That's it. That's it for it. With that burn in tow, that Cloyster will come down right away. So that is a GG. Sorry, Nikki. We've got the first round to NomaiZ from Thailand, who used that Mewtwo and really sweeped the competition. Those nasty plots, a couple of nasty plots were able to really, survive that Togekiss's Shadow Ball. That was one of the most fascinating parts of it. I thought that it was going to be taken down. Did you think that it would go down, or did you think that it would survive?
Honestly, I really think that it would survive. And as I mentioned, I think it would have been a better play to go in for the Serene Grace, perhaps for the first time that it was out in the field, just to get in the flinch, of course, with the air slash rather, getting the flinch with the help of the Serene Grace, and from there, get in. Well, never mind. Actually, we can't do that. It could either go in for just the Shadow Ball or the Air Slash. Obviously, we did see the special defense down, drop, with the help of the Serene Grace to increase his chances to drop it. But the flinch, I believe, would have been a better, a better result, to essentially disable the Mewtwo from the side of NomaiZ. But what happened already happened, and the only thing they could do is bounce back from this loss.
It was a coin flip, literally.
It was a coin flip, yeah.
I was also thinking that the air slash could have probably been the better option. But 2 nasty plots, that really comes down to being quite nasty, especially if you have a Mewtwo that's about to sweep your entire team. But without further ado, let's go into the next game. All right, here we go. We've got that Blissey out. And we've got 2 Serene Gracer users.
Talking about Blissey, during the qualifier, I put Blissey in my team, and if you wonder the match, let's watch together tomorrow. So tomorrow I will show you all the patterns during qualifier. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So tomorrow Mew will help commentating the match.
with that air slash. We're gonna start that off to see if it's able to get its first flinch in.
Oh, it didn't. Unfortunately,
did not get its first flinch. It didn't.
Even with the Serene Grace,
it didn't. And you know, Blissey didn't leave the chance to that flamethrower. It automatically paralyzed that Togekiss, which will be a problem. In the future. Although now we've got a speed booster, we've got that Blaziken coming out, which is obviously very, very super effective against that Blissey. Ice Beam has a high chance, but it actually is a fire type mon, so it's not going to be frozen. We've got this close combat possibly coming out, which could take down that Blissey. Although that quick claw made it.
Oh my god, quick claw. I
Cause this Blaziken.
Oh my goodness.
It might be fully paralyzed, but the close combat is hitting it, and it takes down that Blissey. So congratulations. That was a good oversight that that Blaziken was able to take down that very scary tanky Blissey. You need a physical type mon versus that Blissey. Although it was able to paralyze two of the mons on the side of Nikkei. So who knows what will happen now.
All right, and we have to remember the fact that it was NomaiZ that has the advantage of a point against Nikkei. So it's really hugely detrimental here into the side of Nikkei, especially that both of their Pokemon are now paralyzed. With the help of Reflect, it's just going to reduce the damage, and obviously it still does have the Reflect and of course the light screen later on after this, and from there the Mewtwo can just set up itself once again.
Yes, I feel terrible for this Blaziken that has a speed boost, but it's not going to be utilized very well with that paralysis, right? So this Flare Blitz will be enough to take down that Azelf. It is a critical hit, taking down that Azelf for the toe. Nikkei is coming back with a vengeance, although
I think the last one should be Mewtwo, right?
Who knows what will happen.
Should be.
That life orb really taking a lot of damage.
Oh, Quick Claw is banned in some tournament. Yeah, I think like some tournaments also ban Button Pass, right? But I think this tournament does not ban it.
That it won't attack. And against this MVP of the team of NomaiZ, the Mewtwo has come out again, and it is waiting to take its control.
Now, at this point, I think NomaiZ would want to be predicting this Protect or perhaps the Detect rather into the Blaziken and to get a free turn off setup. And from there, I think if it does, then well, never mind, it didn't. I mean, because if it did, right? If they were able to predict that attack from the Blaziken, they would have been able to get in a free turn of setup with that of the
Just now, would Mewtwo use Nasty Pot instead? But I guess Mewtwo wants to. But I guess he wanted to use Mewtwo to kill as soon as possible.
Even if Blaziken becomes first, right? It could deal a lot of damage against this Mewtwo. The Mewtwo will still be able to survive just because of the fact that it has the screens up. And from there, the Blaziken would just take itself out because of the recoil damage from the Flare Blitz and of course the Life Orb.
True. And now we've got that shiny Togekiss out, maybe utilizing that Shadow Ball that it was using a while ago, or it could have used that Air Slash to maybe lower the chances of Mewtwo attacking with a little flinch. But hopefully this Shadow Ball, if it is a Shadow Ball, does enough damage to, hit Mewtwo enough for it to be taken down later on. Although this Ice Beam really does a good amount of damage. If the Shadow Ball was able to hit, even if it is paralyzed, that Blissey did its job in the beginning, and it didn't do.
That's surprisingly weak.
Very little damage.
Was it because of the light screen by Azelf? I think it was, right? I almost got Azelf into the team, but I did not even. I could not catch it, so no. Yeah, not enough time to prepare Azelf for my team.
Light screen. Exactly. It would not have survived at all without that light screen. So thank God for that Azelf that came out. Thanks Arceus for that Azelf. So now we have this Cloyster that has come out. We've got that skill.
Jack, who do you think will win the match between Mewtwo or Cloyster? Uh-huh.
But
I guess.
we can only tell. Time can only tell.
I think
because we've got
I think Mewtwo is going to win.
For that. We've got the screen
Yeah.
up for that Mewtwo, so it is able to take a decent amount of damage.
Right.
Well, from what I see here, a flamethrower could be doing a.
Oh wow! 2 more HP, and the risk was quite a lot to take in. Going in for the shell smash is definitely going to boost its attack and its speed as well. And from here on out, I think we're looking at a 3 game if this hits, and it definitely is.
I think that's the end. So I think just now it did not really matter though, because Cloyster is holding Focus Sash, and with that Focus Sash, it really doesn't matter even Mewtwo could kill Cloyster in one hit or not, right? Yeah.
Blast instead of the Icicle Crash. Well, I believe, of course, there's a stab. It's a stab move. Icicle Crash, Icicle Spear rather is a what do you call this? It's a stab move. Rock Blast actually has a chance to flinch the other Pokemon, and there's 5 times of it. So that would have been a denial into the side of NomaiZ. But you know what? That's not what happened, and NomaiZ was able to punish that by surviving in a clutch thanks to Azalf with the light screen and reflect.
That was very smartly played. Congratulations to NomaiZ from Thailand for taking the 4th slot for the.
So next match is going to be my match again. So yeah, let's look at this Pikachu and then let's watch it together.
And without further ado, here are the brackets from our best of 3 single elimination quarterfinals. Bryan Mendoza from the Philippines moving on, as well as J. Ramon moving forward from Singapore, as well as JS Deo from Malaysia, and Sarah NomaiZ from Thailand. 4 different regions. Who will take home that trophy? Our first matchup is going to be Bryan Mendoza or Sinnoh versus J. Ramon. So why don't we get into that? Team-wise, how do you think Jay fares against Sinnoh?
It's interesting because we saw Jay.
Yeah, how do you think which team is going to win this match? Yes.
Huge counter against rain teams, but albeit them having quite a difficult time as well. But Bryan, I believe all Bryan needs to have is to get the advantage from the first turn, and from there they can immediately snowball. However, if they can't get the advantage that they need, the setup that they need from the first, from the first turn, I think Jay can easily punish Sinnoh from here, just like what happened on the second game on the first quarterfinal match.
Yes, exactly, and that Mo Rotom is something else. I mean, especially countering the rain teams. It knows exactly what to do.
No, he should not cheer for Philippines. He should cheer for us. Yeah, we have been practicing together.
He might be able to get the job done as well, and there's that synergy between that Kyogre and that Latios that Jay can also take advantage of in her side. So who knows what happens now? It's all about which Pokemon comes out first and who does the better job at analyzing their opponent. So here we go, Sinnoh.
Ooh, the first time we're going to be seeing the Breloom.
Yes, and that Kyogre on the other side. We're looking at everything now from the side of Jay. Kyogre has come out with that Drizzle. She did not utilize her Kyogre before, but now she has chosen to use it instead of that Rotom Mo, which she had used in the previous rounds. So here you go. There might be a switch in. It might just
because I was really scared of Spore. My team would dead, right, if that Breloom uses the Spore. So I have to use the grass type Pokemon like Rotom-Mo or Ludicolo.
In all his glory.
Yeah.
What do you think, JJ?
Right. Now, knowing the fact that there's the Breloom, there's there's the Sleep Powder as a threat here. So obviously going in for Ludicolo is more of a sensical more sensible switch
Choice.
in, to do choice rather. Going for the bully seed as well is going to, oh my goodness, this is going to be tough, especially if it hits 4 times. It only needs 4 times because the third hit is going to be able to survive. Never mind me. Don't mind what I'm trying to say. I was trying to calculate it from the first hit, and I was like, you know what, this is gonna take 4 times, 4
That
hits.
was
And
very smart.
It didn't
Very
need
smart.
it even.
But if that Dragonite had come in, that Bullet Seed wouldn't have done too much damage, right? It was anticipating that Sleep Powder, but got something else instead, right? That Ludicolo would have been that perfect choice if it wasn't for that Bullet Seed, which really took down that Ludicolo.
Yeah, that time I was like shocked. I myself was cringed. Like, my Ludicolo, I did not expect it to die. And then it was like, it just died in front of my eye. I was like, oh.
Extreme speed and earthquake at its disposal. It could possibly Dragon Dance just to give itself a little bit of a boost. But, well, who knows what might happen. That Breloom is quite strong. And Sinnoh is really, really, giving Jay a run for her money. Right?
Yeah, definitely. But obviously, this Breloom is on a disadvantage against this Dragonite. So we're gonna be seeing the Scissor here. Obviously, this Outrage is not gonna deal a lot of damage against the Scissor. But still, that is still quite a decent amount of damage into that of the Scissor. I'm not sure, however, what Zenon is going to be doing against this Dragonite, especially it's still on its full HP. It still has the multi-scale, so it's still not going to deal a lot of damage against.
Yeah, will this be my last
Dragonite.
battle?
So that's going to be the second attack, the second dragon, the Outrage rather. But it's gonna go in for the Roost, actually.
So Scissor's back at full health again with that Dragonite. Still possibly having that one more Outrage to go before that Lumberry gets activated. And it's able to get that in. But we know that Lumberry is going to activate for that confusion to set him right back to where he started versus this Scissor. So he could, jump into a new set of outrages.
Oh.
But that Scissor is now able to Swords
Get a
Dance
+2.
and boost its attack sharply.
Gets a +2 in attack.
Exactly. So this Dragonite, but the thing is, Dragonite still has its multi-scale up, so that first attack might not be doing as much damage as we had expected from that Scissor with that Swords Dance, right? So who knows? What
It's gonna be interesting.
Go. Exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting just because of the fact that we do know for a fact that this Scissor can survive all the hits from Dragonite. Obviously, the Outrage is not a very effective move, but this Earthquake could potentially deal more damage from the Scissor. But even then, Scissor still has Roost and could still recover its health, and from there, could essentially just tank in the damage coming in from the Roost. And let's find out if it would. And now we're gonna be seeing the Earthquake here, gonna be dealing some damage into Scissor, and as I mentioned, it's still going to be able to survive from the hit. Even
Yeah, I got critical hits.
now
Yes.
going back into the Roost to recover some health, so it could just easily tank out the damage coming in from the Dragonite.
Exactly. I don't know. Maybe that Dragon Dance would have been the better option. But let's see here how much Earthquake will be able to do versus the Scissor, who, could be spamming that Roost for the next couple of turns. This Earthquake will do that damage, and that Outrage, at the end of the day, there's no more Lumberry to cover the confusion coverage of that Outrage. So, who knows what could happen? She could actually go for that Dragon Dance. Jay might actually go for that Dragon Dance just for the potential setup so that the Earthquake will be doing a little bit more damage in the coming turns. But maybe she might switch in another Pokemon. What other Pokemon she has? Just probably got that kill because that Ludicolo did come down because of Xenon's Breloom's attacks. That really caused a lot of pain on the side of Jay. So we got that Drizzle back out again. That Rain is out again. Scissor now has roosted to full health and is ready.
So I thought
to
at that turn I could get a free switch because I was expecting Roost on the Scissor.
Water type attack or electric type attack. I don't know, maybe the water type water spout would be the better option, as it is a stab attack. So who knows what will happen next? So what do you think, JJ? Do you think that Scissor will be staying in?
I believe so. Obviously, it could be. Would be able to survive? Oh, never mind. It wasn't able to survive this
It's
hit.
not gonna
This
survive.
water spout dealt a lot of damage with the help of the stab and of course the rain. But I think that would have been because earlier on I was thinking, perhaps Dragonite with the Dragonite would have been a better option, knowing the fact that this Scissor is mostly guaranteed to use Roost, and it did. But this Kyogre switch and while it gave a free recovery for the side of Zenon, still wasn't able to survive Kyogre's hit with the water spout. And now Breloom going against this Kyogre, I'm not sure if this is going to be able to survive, and it did actually with the choice
Yeah, because
card.
it has the focus sash, right? Yeah, it's got focus sash.
Focus sash.
Right, but the
Exactly.
bullet seed though, actually it didn't go for the bullet seed. First, it went in for the spore.
Put it to sleep. Oh,
Put it to
yes.
sleep.
Yes.
and
Very
and
smart
and,
choice.
and it can use sword stance first, right?
Let's-
It could use sword stance first and
Let's
then go
pray.
in for the bullet seed. Perhaps that
If
might be the case.
my
here.
Kyogre is going to wake
That
up.
could be used
Let's pray.
against,
Pray
the
hard.
Dragonite as well, just because of the fact that the first hit would be activating the multiscale, and the remaining hits would not be affected by the multiscale.
Yes, exactly. So that Breloom is a quick advantage because of a sleeping Kyogre, which means that it could go straight for the bullet seed, or it could have actually gone for that sword stance. But that bullet seed is a smart option as well. It was able to do 3 hits, taking down that Kyogre for what it was worth, and but it only has that 1 HP left. So this Dragonite, with a singular extreme speed, could take this Breloom down. But who knows what will happen? We have 2 Pokemon on the other side. We've got 1 Dragonite on Jay's side at the moment, and yeah, from what we see here, that
I
Dragonite.
have really forgotten what is the third Pokemon. I'm pretty excited though.
1 Pokemon on Jay's side, which is the Dragonite, versus Sinnoh's side, which is that Blaziken. This could be an interesting battle right here because we got that Life Orb Blaziken on the side of Sinnoh, as well as that Dragonite, which could be at an advantage at the moment because it has that Earthquake, which could really take down that Blaziken. Although there is that Protect for that first speed boost. So maybe the Dragonite could have done a Dragon Dance if this Protect does come up. I
Right,
think
and
that
now-
would be the best option, yeah.
Yeah, I think the better thing here, if you were on the shoes of Jay, you would want to predict. Well, you'd want to think that this Blaziken is going to go in for the Protect, and from there, try to get that. And there you go. It's going to go in for the Protect.
That's what I
and
was
try
saying,
to take
yeah.
try to take advantage of that situation and go in for the Dragon Dance after that. And despite this despite this Blaziken getting in that speed boost, it doesn't really matter as much, just because of the fact that it still has multi-scale, and from there it could use its Earthquake just once
Yeah,
to
a
take out the
singular
Blaziken.
Earthquake will take down that Blaziken. So, Zenon, it is a GG to you from the side of Jay. So, congratulations to you. Unfortunately, that Dragonite is a powerhouse, which it showed in the first match a while ago, or was it the third match when Dragonite came out versus that Palkia with Jay. So there you go. That Earthquake was able to take down that Blaziken. It's a GG. Congratulations, Jay from Singapore. You have won the first.
Yes, and that's the first battle. What about the second
Yeah,
round?
and it
though?
was just really interesting.
It was really it was a really difficult match. So I remember like after the match, right?
Quite an interesting.
What happened after the match? Like most of us.
I like
So how the tournament was organized was that we had to chat in Discord to decide when to start the tournament or when to stop the tournament. And like before we start the next battle, boss Sinnoh and I decided, okay, we need a short toilet break because it was so tense. It was really tense, and both of us need toilet break. Yeah.
Interestingly enough,
Good
when I
match.
saw that Ludicolo take a little bit of, go down right away. I was like, oh my gosh, Jay, I'm sorry, but Senon's got this. But I was mistaken. As Jay had so many aces up her sleeve, and she's doing very, very well. So congratulations to her for the first game. But let's only find out what happens if she will proceed into the finals if she wins this next one. So let's go.
It could only go two ways. Either we're gonna be seeing game number 3, or we're going to be seeing our first grand finalist in the game. So now we're going to be seeing the Drizzle here up from the Kyogre, and of course the Brelin is going to be the first one here once again from the side of Zenon. It's going to steal a lot here, a lot of a disadvantage into the side of Jay, especially that this Brelin, for what's it worth, diba? Right? It's what do you call this? It was able to take down the Ludicolo with just 3 hits, and perhaps it might be able to take it might be able to take down the Rotom as well with just 3 hits.
Yes, who knows? Who knows what?
No, but my Rotom is more tanky than Ludicolo.
Could be a Rotom, could be that Dragonite back out again. That Rotom Mo, as we know, is quite a powerhouse, especially as it works with synergy and without synergy with a raid team. It is able to battle other Pokemon that synergizes in the rain. But the Bullet Seed does do a decent amount of damage to Rotom Mo, but it isn't very effective. So it does a very, very slight amount of damage. We could go and see an actual Will-O-Wisp. But as we know, Rotom's attacks aren't very super effective against Breloom. It's got Leaf Storm at its disposal, a Volt Switch. It could potentially burn Breloom, which could be a very smart choice. So it could slowly take down that Breloom before it has to go up against a Kyogre, for example.
Right, and at the same time, it's also going to be able to cut its attack in half. So that's actually quite a great turn here. But here's the thing, right? But here's the thing, though. Would Breloom be able to take down this Rotom first, or perhaps miss this Will-O-Wisp against this Breloom? So there's still a lot of factors, especially that it's raining right now, but it doesn't matter. It's still going to be able to take the Will-O-Wisp against Breloom. It's going to be able to cut its HP in half. Not going to deal a lot of damage now.
It's not hitting at all.
Look at that.
Oh no!
It's not doing a lot.
Because of that burn, look how much less damage that Breloom is doing against that Rotom Mo.
Yes, and now I can break Sash.
That burn will do a decent amount of damage to that Breloom every turn. Every single turn. So will he be switching out? Will Sinnoh be switching out that Breloom? Or will he try to stay in and really just take down that Rotom and just live with what he has? Right? With a burnt Breloom, his attack stat has been
the problem that time was that my Rotom is choice scarf, so I can only pick the move Will-O-Wisp.
Will it actually be the right option for Sinnoh?
Right.
But as we know, that Rotom is stuck. He is stuck.
It's
the problem with the scarf, right?
Even if it has a problem with Scar, but here's the thing, with Breloom, excuse me, even if it gets +6, right? Even if it gets +6 on its attack, it's still not going to be able to do as much damage than if it's not burned, obviously. But at least getting that +6 is going to have that huge of a damage against this Rotom, and Zenon is just taking advantage of that, knowing the fact that this is Scarf,
he is
not going to be able to do anything at all, giving it free turns, to set up. Now here's the thing, even if Jay changes their Pokemon, right, it is still going to give Zenon a free turn off setup, giving it a...
Hey, hi Dallas. I think you have caught me streaming multiple times. Right now you can see me. I'm on the...
And from there,
battle. I'm battling.
Well, except that it's burned.
Except that it's burned, but it's still gonna do a good amount of damage, right?
A decent amount of damage.
If it's up against that Kyogre, or even up against that Dragonite, it's still gonna do a decent amount of damage because of those sword stances, right? So as we see, the Will-O-Wisp just keeps coming on because It is
My
just
God.
kind of
See,
scared
look!
to do anything else.
Look!
But look how much extra damage that bullet seed has done, taken down that Rotom. With 2 hits. Okay, Rotom has gone down, Rain has stopped. But, I think the best option to come out with here would probably be that Dragonite, because with that Kyogre, it might be a little bit scary with the bullet seed that is boosted by the Swords Dance to keep taking down that Kyogre. So that Dragonite was the smartest option for Jay to send out.
Also, like, I think I was scared of Spore, but like our Dragonite has got Lumberry, so it can still wake up.
And it doesn't have Focus Sash anymore as well. So
that is true.
Dragonite just is easily take down this Breloom, but I like what Zenon did here. Going in for the Mach Punch, ensuring that it would at least hit it one time to disable the multi-scale ability.
Yes, exactly. Oh, it actually did disable that. So now, whatever happens, if there is an ice attack that hits this Dragonite, it'll come down full show. So we got that Dragonite out on Jay's side. It still has that Kyogre. It took down one of the biggest threats, which is that Breloom. So, but Jay is very, very smart in predicting the fact that taking down that Breloom for what it was worth, especially with that attack.
Yeah, so this is the tournament in Asia. The participating countries are Hong Kong, Taiwan. Oh my god, and I'm actually scared of Latios a lot. Like, it's quite fast, and like the dragon, I die.
I believe so. Oh yes, and especially without the multi-scale, it's almost not going to be able to survive. It never survived that.
Do you think if it had that multi-scale, do you think it would have survived that Draco Meteor?
Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think it would have been able to survive even with the multi-scale. But at the very least, that Breloom, before it got taken out, was able to give a little bit of a high five into this Latios. But now, here's the thing: Kyogre can easily Ice Beam this Latios.
Yes, it can. It can. That is true. And Latios does have some choice specs on it, so it is stuck on that Draco Meteor. It isn't able to go into possible Thunderbolt or
right.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I think at that time I was hesitating whether to use the Ice Beam or not, because I'm not sure about the third Pokemon. I would be locked at that move. Yeah.
When she's about to suffer and she feel like she's about to go down, she knows how to counter that. She's good at that. So
now here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Jay can only choose one more move, and they need to choose carefully, because despite this, Water Spout not being a very effective move, it's going to deal a lot of damage. And now they, instead of going in for the Water Spout, actually went in for the Surf. Now, it's not going to deal a lot of damage against this Dragonite. It's not going to be able to deal a lot of damage against the Latios, and from there they are just stuck. Now, it was quite a risky move as well, because if they went in
for Ice Beam,
oh exactly, gosh. Yeah, but that was very risky as well. Considering the fact that there could have been a Blaziken at the back, right? I think that is what Jay was looking out for. What I was thinking, right? Thinking that there is a Blaziken at the back to ensure the KO. With the Surf, but not knowing the fact that there was a Dragonite at the back, it's like, how would you feel? How would you feel if you were on the shoes of Jay?
I would have hit my.
I felt like I should have hit Ice Beam. Yes.
Exactly, right?
And I'm sure on the side of Sinnoh's like, oh, good thing she didn't use Ice Beam.
Right. It would have been.
Yes.
It's quite an unfortunate thing to happen, and it was quite risky as well. It was quite risky for the side from the side of Zenon as well.
But there you go. That is amazing. We have got 1-1 for the first semifinals match. We're very, very excited to see the Philippines holding on, Singapore doing excellent, and I'm so excited to see who comes out on top. It's always fun.
Yes. Yes, who will advance to the final? What do you think?
to actually
It was so
see
tough.
how good
I
the
was
players
extremely
are.
sad. Like when I saw that Dragon Knight came out, I was like, I should have picked Ice Beam. But if I pick Ice Beam, then
It's interesting because
I don't
Zenon
know.
was really
Yeah.
was a huge risk taker.
Nice,
Considering
Graves,
the
to
fact that
press the win
he
button.
actually
Thank
brought
you.
out
Yeah,
a
now
lot
I
of
have to win the
Pokemon
next
that
game because
is
it's
heavily
the tournament
that
format
is
is like best
heavily
of 3, right? So
hampered by
I have to win at least 2.
side of
I mean,
Jay, and
I must
likewise
win
with
2
the
battles
only
in order to
umbrella
advance to the
Pokemon
final.
Pokemon
But will I
Sinnoh
be able to
Festive
advance to the
Tournament.
final match?
We
Let's
do
go
have
take a
Pokemon
look.
as well, and the Kyogre as well. You know, like it could have been easily taken out. The Dragonite, actually, but from here,
The match has already happened in the past, but I have got Dallas cheering now, so maybe the result can be changed. No, actually no.
I think Xanon would win at that phase, but if they won't be able to get a setup with the Breloom, I think, or at least change their Pokemon, change their lineup, perhaps play some mind games here and there. It could be anyone's game, honestly.
Yeah, and we haven't seen that Clefable yet on Jay's side, so who knows? She might, for this last, semifinals game, she might change it up a lot. So who knows what comes out in this next game? So there you have it. A Kyogre sent out by Sinnoh versus that of a Kyogre on Jay's side. We've got the two water behemoths up against each other. They're both, the rain team setting up the rain for both sides, utilizing a potential, thunder on both sides, which will do the same amount of damage to both sides. Thunder could actually take down the Kyogre depending on who is faster. But maybe they might switch it in for another Ludicolo, or who knows?
I actually can survive Thunder because the other side is Choice Scarf, but I'm Choice Spec. Yeah, so I will kill it because I'm holding Choice Spec.
Both of these Kyogre are,
very
I believe, Choice
No?
I believe, and at least for the side, right? At least for the side of Zenon. Zenon's Kyogre is actually timid, so it is a little bit faster. But for the side of Jay, it's more of the special attacker, I'd say, because you can see the damage that the Thunder dealt against Zenon's Kyogre.
One's running a Choice Scarf, the other one's running a Choice Specs. So that's why Jay was able to do a lot more damage on Sinnoh, because one would outspeed the other one, and the other one would actually hit it,
deal more damage
with that special attack. Exactly. So here we go. That Rotomo on Jay's side has come out, and the Thunder won't do as much damage as it thought it would, because that Choice Scarf would hit first, right, over that Choice Specs, but it doesn't have much life left. So this Rotomo could easily, do a Volt Switch or something else to take down this Kyogre, right?
Yeah, I was quite hoping for the KO just now though. Like, I mean, there is a tiny percentage of me being able to KO the enemy's Kyogre, right? So I was hoping for that. I was quite disappointed to see the red line on enemy's HP.
So yeah, that was correct. Correct assumption that Kyogre would come out, and Dragonite is coming in. Volt Switch, activating that multi-scale, bringing that Rotom back in, just in time for, what did I say? I knew a Clefable would be coming. I had a feeling that Clefable would be coming with that unaware ability. As we know from that previous game, the fear of Jay were the dragons of Sinnoh. So
yeah. There were two dragons like Latios and Dragon Knight. So of course I got scared and I had to pick a fairy type, which is Clefable.
But we have to remember that the Lumberry is still in effect here. Obviously we don't have the multi-scale ability anymore because the Dragonite is already damaged, but still Clefable is not going to be able to I don't think it's going to be able to KO the Dragonite unless the Dragonite stays in the field. And I don't think Zenon would let this Dragonite stay as well in the field. So we're gonna be seeing some changes here. The switch ins here
Yeah,
on the side of
that's a
Zenon.
switch in. Definitely a switch
But
in.
for the side of Jay, I think they need to be able to take advantage of this as a free turn, to set up their Pokemon. And
Yeah.
obviously this Clefable is gonna go in for the Calm Mind.
Yeah, and as we know, like it also has a Moonlight at its disposal, and
Right.
in the rain, it's not going to be doing too well, right? In terms of the Moonlight, so
Okay, at that moment, I was really happy to see Scissor. Usually, like, okay, let's say if you play as Clefable, you would be really scared of Scissor steal damage, right? But I have got the counter Scissor move. Yes.
flamethrower to take down that scissor, or maybe burn
I don't
it.
think it's
Not
going to
take
be.
down, not take down.
I don't
In
think
the
it's going to
rain.
be able to take down the. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't think
especially
it's going to
not
be
in the
able to
rain.
take down Scissor in the brain. But obviously, it's going to be able to deal this amount of damage. And perhaps burn as well. If they do get the burn, it's going to deal a lot of damage. But I don't think this Clefable. I don't think Jay should be as scared as much. Just because of the fact that, number one, as you mentioned, it still has the Babiri Berry, so it's definitely going to be able to survive a hit, and they need to be able to take this risk. And now the bullet is going to be used here for Scissor by Zenon, and look at the damage that it did. It's not as much. It's not even
Absolutely
1/8 of its HP, and now Flamethrower is going to be used. Not going to be a lot here, but hoping for the flinch. Sorry, for the burn rather.
For the burn.
But it didn't. It didn't, unfortunately.
It didn't, unfortunately. Let's see here. Will she risk it and stay in and use that flamethrower without the, if it does hit, because it is no longer raining, it might be able to take down that scissor. But will it be able to survive that bullet punch? That is the...
It will, right? Because the
That is the big question.
bullet punch from that scissor. And that scissor does attack first, hitting Clefable, and it does survive that flamethrower, though, with
Even a critical hit. Even a critical hit.
Its
Yes,
defenses
sirree.
are up, and yes, she was smart in that aspect, taking down that scissor, especially with that flamethrower.
It's
and you know what? That
it
a
was
smart
actually
choice.
great. It was actually a great calculation coming in from Jay, because normally with berries, that reduces the damage from a certain move, you could immediately and already see how much damage a Pokemon can do against you, if you upon getting hit by that whatever super effective move is going to be hitting you, right? And now from there,
Exactly.
they were able to calculate the fact that, okay, if it only deals this much of a damage, even with the Babiri Berry, then they would be able to survive one more bullet punch coming from that scissor, and from there can easily punish it. And knowing the fact that they would survive, they were able to lure them in essentially and take the KO.
Exactly. And so now this Clefable, I don't know, could have done a decent amount of damage on that Dragonite, but she is considering possibly switching out this Clefable. I guess just in case that extreme speed comes out and really does, take down that Clefable, because it only has a little bit of life left. Extreme speed does take down Clefable, and instead of switching, she reserved that Rotom Mo and that Kyogre for the future rounds. So what will happen now with that Dragonite still out? We've got that Rotom, that Clefable is no longer in play, and it won't be able to do any damage to that Dragonite, which is what the Dragonite was most afraid of. Kyogre, on the other hand, could be the best option with that Ice Beam.
I
it could, right?
yeah, so it's time to use Ice Beam that I did not use last round.
The fact that it still has Will-O-Wisp, right? And it has the most, I guess, way of survivability, most resistance into this Dragonite. So it could easily take out the Lumberry, and then of course do another Will-O-Wisp to ensure reducing the attack here with Dragonite. But you know what? It's not going to be a matter at all, as Jay's going to go in for the Kyogre, gets in the Ice Beam and takes out the Dragonite. And now they don't need to set up as much. So perhaps that might have been, the better option. And Kyogre is going to be the only one left here with, perhaps 10 HP left. And I don't think it's going to be enough to survive, especially with the Rotom Mo at the back.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. It's scarfed, but it's not gonna be able to take down that Rotom Mo. So I think we might have a GG, and we might have a winner. Yeah, that Ice Beam was not able to do enough damage because that Ice Beam would have been perfect for that Rotom Mo. But as we saw here,
yes, and 2 wins for me. So yeah, I got advanced to the final round. Yay!
As our first grand finalist. What a team! That Rotom Mo,
yeah, I'm so happy that my opponent doesn't have ground type. Although I think in the lineup I saw some ground type Pokemon. What's that? No Hippowdon.
Very, very smart choices.
I think there is no Hippowdon.
Right, so far, all of our competitors, we've seen
I consider adding like Quagsire to my team as well because I want to use Toxic and like it's immune to Thunder. Actually, in my qualifier round, I actually use Garchomp because I want the ground type so that I can switch. In. Yeah, like when I expect Thunder.
So, with the power of friendship, with the power of the Pokemon's friendship, they were able to win and get the grand finalist.
Congratulations.
I like how he says like with the power of friendship, the power of Pokemon. What? So some of the Pokemon I borrow some of the Pokemon from Cert and Mew. Yeah, we have got a strong power of friendship. Yes.
Second semi-finals, and this is between Thailand and Malaysia. This is the first time we are actually seeing JS Deo, and we're excited to see what he has in store. And NomaiZ from Thailand has a really, really good set of Pokemon as well in tow. So, you know what? Without further ado, JJ, what do you feel about NomaiZ going into this?
Oh my God. Okay, JSDO has got like what 22nd place Oceania International 2020, top 4 Malaysia Open 2019, top 8. So many rewards. Oh my God, this is actually my first tournament.
No, but here's the thing, right? Like, not that I'm dismissing JS Deo, right? Not that I'm dismissing them, but we have to take note that those achievements are from a different format. Those are VGC doubles. We're playing we're playing singles here, so there's a it's a huge change of how do you say this? It's a huge change of territories. Knowing the fact that it's a different format, right? So we might be able to see them get in. Perhaps NomaiZ winning this one, but it's if they were able to get in here in the regional finals, then it only means that they're something of a threat as well, despite having the different format.
Bye, Ron. Thank you for sharing.
It's a nostalgic set,
yeah,
right? It's something different. It's something from yesteryears. So it's exciting to see what this grand champion from the VGC tournaments has in store for our Thailand NomaiZ. He's got a good set from what I saw. He's got Lugia, he's got a Heatran, which we haven't seen, and we've been seeing Rotom Mo this entire time. But we should never discount that Rotom wash, especially in any rain team that comes into play. Although he isn't really playing a rain team because he has a
perhaps that is used only as a counter pick for rain teams.
It is a counter for rain teams, exactly. So we'll see what happens there, and he has that Clefable as well. So here we go. Let us check this out. We've got on the side of Void, he's got that Heatran out, and on the side of NomaiZ, we're watching.
So I think he's going to set up reflect or light screen, right, for special.
Reflect/light screen setter. So he is putting up those screens to protect his entire team. So as we can see here, he did put up that screen. We've got the Stealth Rock user on the other hand, though, for this Heatran on Void side or on Dio side. So let's see what happens next. Will that Azelf be staying in, or will he be switching out?
I really hate Stealth Rock on my team because like it can break my multi-skill.
The screen setter for the side, of NomaiZ, and we saw how it actually helped out a lot, especially with the Mewtwo earlier on. But let's find out if it's going to be able to be a huge help into the side of NomaiZ this time around, as we are going to be seeing the switch in now that the screens are now up. We're going to be seeing Johnny here, which is of course the Slowbro of the side of NomaiZ, and now we're going to be seeing, oh, look at the spikes as well. Going to be dealing a lot of damage. The Stealth Rock rather, to set it up, and now Level Plume is going to be used as well. And as we all know, this Heatran also has Roar, so they can easily just use Roar and deal passive damage against the Pokemon into the side of NomaiZ.
Yes, exactly. And as we can see here, that Heatran has come back. It's set up its spikes or its Stealth Rock, and we've got a Lugia coming out. That Scald will do a decent amount of damage to Lugia, but as we know,
Lugia is really tanky. Like I right now I still don't know how to... Okay, no more spoiler.
On both sides, we've got two Pokemon that have leftovers up. They're both very, very bulky. We've got a little bit of stalling coming in from both sides. As we can see here, that Chani or that Slowbro has a potential Ice Beam that could do a bit of damage to that Lugia. But before that, maybe a little bit of setup. Maybe setting up a little bit before starting.
Yeah, so like I plan to... Yeah, my self has U-turn. Yeah, correct. When I want to include it, but I could not prepare it in time, yeah.
Between these two very, very tanky Mons.
Yeah, we might be able to see that... you might be able to see that lump of match here. All of these Pokemon just recovering itself, and until we can see these Pokemon get taken out, it's well, we're gonna be here for a long run.
We will be here for a while because, as we can see here, they're both Calm Mind users as well. So they really are boosting their defenses and special defenses and special attacks, just so that they can slowly chip down at each other. The substitute has faded. Lugia does have the substitute on his side, so it will be taking a little bit more to take down that Lugia. Although we have this Slowbro, eventually, if it has to regenerate itself, it'll just have to go back in and come back out with HP, extra HP in store. So that Lugia decided, yeah, it's time to stop this stall match. Let's send out this Clefable. Because now this Clefable is completely unaware of any stat boost at all, which was quite a smart option on that side. Let's see what happens with this Clefable. That unaware Clefable on Dio's side.
Ooh,
decided
paralysis.
to paralyze this Slowbro, which will slow it down.
Yeah, but the damage is so little though. Damage that Slowbro can do on Clefable.
But it had a Lumberry, so it was able to heal its burn. Fortunately enough for that Clefable, although as we know, it is a special attacker, so really not much effect. A Moonlight will, there are a lot of healers in this team. These are a couple of awesome stall teams up against each other, which will be lasting a couple of minutes. And that Reflect has come down.
Yeah, the light screen and the Reflect are now down as well into the side of NomaiZ. So we might be able to see some damage here from the side of Clefable. Well, this is the first time that we're going to be seeing JS Deo as well, Void, today even, in the match. So this, everything has been a surprise so far, knowing the fact that, Clefable is a different build than that of the Clefable that we saw earlier. Now we're going to be seeing the Calm Mind once again to get more setups, and even then even if they can take out, deal some damage into this Clefable, they can easily just use Moonlight and restore the, HP.
HP, exactly. And,
it's really hard to deal with this team. I think, like, both Clefable and Lugia are really tanky. Yeah. Yeah. Also, Lugia, has got multi-scale like Dragon Knight, and it keeps getting the multi-scale back when the HP is full again, so it's tough.
No more Lumberry, and the Slowbro is doing its job. It really is. Even if it's paralyzed, it is still able to, to do what it needs to do. But because the Reflect is down, because the light screen is down, it might want to send out that Dr. Hayate again to take its lead, because we know that we need that Reflect as well as that light screen, maybe to set up for that Mewtwo that could possibly come out later. Or maybe we're gonna send out that Mewtwo right away.
And we're gonna be seeing the Mewtwo Overboot is now coming in. And now, here we go. Let's find out if Overboot here, the Mewtwo is going to be able to set itself up. But even then, this Calm Mind is already up. I believe this is the third time, if my count is correct, if my eyes are not deceiving me. This is the third Calm Mind right now. So this Clefable is really, really chunky right now.
Yes, it's really tanky, especially versus the special attack of this Mewtwo. Even if... you are.
Oh wait, no! Like Side Strike. I forgot.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, Side Strike.
Physical. It attacks for the physical, right? So there you go. It's a very smart move, smart choice with that Side Strike. It's a special attack, but it attacks the physical side of Clefable. So it did do a lot of damage, which was not necessarily anticipated by Void.
Yeah. So I think Self, there are two types. There are multiple types of Self, right? Like one with taunt, one with or the screen, one with nasty plots. Yeah. Self has got so many moves, but we can only pick 4 moves. It's so hard to pick, like, to fit all the moves into Self. Yeah.
So, that Clefable is boosted now with that Calm Mind. It could just do one hit and Mewtwo could go down for the kicks. So they're not just stalling. They're not just stall teams. They are stalling. that Clefable went back. Lugia is back up on the field. We've got 2 Psychic Beasts up. That Side Strike will do a little bit of damage to that Lugia. Not too much. It's not very effective against that Lugia. We've got that stalling Lugia on the other side. But that paralyzed Mewtwo is not...
it's not in the best position.
Unfortunately, in a very not so good position at the moment. And he's got 2 Pokemon that are paralyzed now. He's got Chani and Overboot, or his Mewtwo and his Slowbro, which are both paralyzed. And as you can see, that Dr. Hayate really is the one that heals. He's the healer. He's the one who puts up those barriers to protect his team. But that Slowbro has come back out again, and we're back in the same position as a while ago. We've got a little bit of a stall war between these two, these 2 very bulky Pokemon. We've got the
stalling Pokemon as well. It's it's going to take a while, really, for this match to come back to finish.
Yeah, we're gonna wait we're gonna wait this match out as they start to really chip down at each other slowly.
What do you think would be the outcome? It's quite tough though.
Pokemon, you can either be a stall user, you could be a rain user, you could have your own little strategy, and it's up to your opponent to figure out how to predict that, right?
Yeah, and both of them are actually using Calm Mind as well. So we're here in the long run.
Yes, we are. We are here for the long run.
And this is just the first game as well.
Yes. It is the first game, but you know what? I think that after this, they might stick to the stalling, because I think they figured it out. They have both realized that they're both stall users. So this
Why
might
would
actually be a
Slowbro use
similar
the
situation for
Scout
the next
just
game.
now instead of Ice Beam?
So we've got that Shawnee
Hoping
with
for
that
burn.
spell, doing a little bit of damage
Was
on
it?
that Lugia. But we're only gonna find out. There's a possibility that the timer could go down on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
It
It's
depends on.
Oh wow, there's only 60 seconds left.
See, there's only 60 seconds left, and
Oh
it's all
wow.
about who has the most damage
Yeah.
at the end of all of this. But
And
they,
you know, the
they
game
realized-
is the game is going to what it calls the game is going to automatically dictate which one has the higher HP count on all total. You know, so we'll find out who's going to be winning this one up. I believe the one with the higher HP of the totality of HP would be in on the side of what do you call this? In on the side of Void, actually.
Yes. The side of Void, but with less than 30 seconds left at this point in time. But yeah, the side of Void is looking a little stronger at this point in time. It knew how to stall the right way. There are the right ways of stalling, especially when it comes to, waiting the time out, right? So they're just boosting with a calm mind. Boosting with a calm mind.
This is actually interesting with
This
Void.
is very scary, like Calm Mind Lugia. And
the fact that
but actually I think none.
damage against Lugia, they're just taking
Yeah.
advantage of that. to
All
set up
NomaiZ
from there.
Pokemon
The moment
cannot
that
do
this Slowbro
physical
gets taken
attack,
out, they
right?
can
So
easily, sweep the entire team
hmm.
from the side of NomaiZ.
Exactly. So as we see here, I wonder what will happen at the end. We've got, Lugia is pretty much at its full boost with all its calm minds that it's been using, while Slowbro is doing the same exact thing. They're just boosting their special attack and special defenses as we go along. The leftovers are there to keep them healthy. But this is a fun one. It's we can actually play Legends of Arceus while this is happening.
Yeah, we could definitely play Legends of Arceus. Perhaps we might be able to finish our Pokédex in Legends of Arceus, and we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
We'll get back and it's still here.
And I can jump onto my Pokemon Go account and play a little bit of that too.
Yeah, this is quite a long stall battle.
And Lugia will still have.
Maybe I should pick my Pokemon Legends Arceus now as well.
From here on out, I think with this, what's happening? I think we could still play a little bit of a Pokemon Unite as well. To jump into that.
Exactly.
Get back.
Or, you know what? While you're at it, catch the highlight show to check out what's been happening.
There's how many episodes now again? How many episodes now again?
We've got I think there's 6 now, and then there's a 7 coming out very, very soon. And it's interesting because we covered BDS.
Yeah, but sometimes the Pokemon battle can last really long. Like I think like sometimes I want to play Pokemon Showdown like just for just for a short period of time, like 2 or 3 minutes. And then it turned out that like the number of battles became like 100 or something. Yeah, but that's because my team has got Crit Fever, so I kept using Calm Mind and like protect and heal. Yeah. But I wonder how many Calm Mind they have got already.
Is not because of the paralysis, it's still able to do its attack, so it's quite lucky.
Despite the paralysis, right? And
despite the paralysis, yeah.
But here's the thing, right? It's actually interesting how this Slowbro hasn't had any turn where it got stopped by paralysis. It's the only thing that's actually stopping it is that it has half its speed, but other than that, it hasn't had any slack off be not used.
Yeah.
See, look at that again, another one.
He's been really lucky. Well, if we're talking about the slow bro, the slow gal.
My goodness. You wanna hop on and Pokemon Go?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to be raiding now. I'm gonna be trying to see if I can find a Lugia to use as a stall team member.
Yeah, but how would the battle end?
Oh my goodness.
While
But
we're
yeah.
at it, you know what? We can actually have a nice conversation.
Why would NomaiZ use the select off just now? Oh no.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It's actually interesting because like you know for a fact that you already have set up the Lugia, so it kind of didn't make any sense for you to send out switch out the Lugia. Perhaps Void might have wanted to recover some health with Clefable to ensure that it still has the higher HP when the timer is down, right?
Timer goes down.
Yeah.
Health, so that Moonlight would probably help out a lot. Although Slowbro is, unless the paralysis stops him from using Scald, which it didn't. So that burnt Clefable is.
Oh, so now they are fighting for like who has got more HP. Interesting. Okay.
Strategic gamble, just in case the timer goes down. If Clefable is still able to save up a little bit of health, to have more health at the very end, right?
It's the battle will end in 3 minutes. You know the game is already telling you guys, please, come on. The game is already telling them, you know what, guys, please, you have to end the game now, or we're gonna be ending it forcibly.
But now the HP Mewtwo HP and a self HP are quite high as well, right? Yeah.
The casters are already playing other Pokemon games. Guys, they're already starting to play Pokemon Go and Pokemon Unite.
So I guess.
But obviously we just get a timer notice from the game, and we're gonna be seeing the end after 3 games. Obviously, this lack of this low bro is not gonna be going anywhere, as both of these both of these players doesn't have as much of a damaging Pokemon, right, against the other. That it just so happens that it's both of these players gunning in for the stall team.
He still has the full
This is
HP.
what we're going to get, because both of these teams are stall teams, and
They knew they were in for a long run.
they knew they're in for a long run, definitely.
A long run, yes. So fortunately, they knew exactly what was coming, because now they're probably gonna do the exact same strategy
On
for
game
the
2.
next game.
Which is actually
Smart.
It's actually quite interesting, because if you think about it, right, these are the only teams that are stall based teams, right? These are the only teams that are stall based team. Now, if they go against the others, then the others would have a hard time if they allow any of these 2 players to set up. Other than that, Jay actually after this one, right? If Jay going against Jay, it's they're going to have a hard time against this, knowing the fact that Jay's team doesn't really have much of a damage going against all teams. If you think about it.
Exactly. So it's gonna be interesting
Yeah.
to see what happens. But they're trying to have as much HP as possible once the battle ends in 36 seconds.
Yeah.
So instead of chipping down at each other's damage, they're trying to gain more
recover their health.
HP. Exactly. So it's just gonna be the battle of the stallers.
Will it get paralyzed? No, it does not get paralyzed. So it got recovered again. I thought Slowbo might get paralyzed.
With the help of the Moonblast, but that's going to be the final move of this game number 1. So together, let's find out who's going to be the winner.
I wonder who it is. I know that Mewtwo took a lot of damage. So
right.
Let's see. Let's find out who has won.
Oh, there
You
we go.
lost
Void
to
wins.
Void has won.
wins
Void,
game.
but that was very smart of Void to put out that Clefable because he knew that Clefable had lost a lot of damage and was burnt. So Clefable needed to regain.
They were able to
HP,
acknowledge the
especially with
fact that
Moonlight.
it's a stall game.
Yeah, so they knew exactly what was happening. So congratulations to Void for taking on that first stall game.
No, I'm glad that the timer for the battle has become 20 minutes instead of 60 minutes. Yeah, I think it's really possible to like keep stalling for 60 minutes. But wow, next.
Heatran is going to be coming out now, and we do see the Breloom as well. Heatran is on a type disadvantage against this Breloom, and this is the interesting Breloom that we have been talking about earlier on as well. Behind the scenes, right? That this Breloom is not actually running Technician, but rather running in Poison Heal. Now has a Toxic Orb as well.
Which is an interesting choice. Yes, that was quickly burnt on the side of that Serene Grace Blissey that was supposed to be doing the exact same thing to that Heatran. I guess the best option now would be to actually Thunder Wave that Heatran to really paralyze it. That Stealth Rock, allows...
Oh gosh, avoided the attack. I don't like this at all. I don't like if it was me who used the Thunder Wave, but I like it when I'm the one who would get Thunder Wave.
There you go. It's that Thunder Wave. That Thunder Wave to paralyze that Heatran, so that any other move, it makes it 50% physical attack less, but it's not really a physical attacker. So we sent out that Breloom, and it's automatically poisoned with that Toxic Orb, Poison Heal. Now, now Deo understands now that that Breloom is a Poison Healer.
Poison Heal ability,
yes,
Pokemon.
Substitute, just in case. A nice fire attack would have hit it hard. Lava Plume will do damage, but it will just take down that substitute. And that substitute did fade, meaning that Breloom is still able to heal because of the Poison Heal, which is quite smart. On a certain extent, it is a slight version of his.
So
own
is it
version
like
of stalling, right? That Heatran is now withdrawn because if a fighting attack
did you NomaiZ use substitute because he was expecting switch? But
Yeah, but
go down.
Yeah. I agree with that, but at the same time, it's just a substitute gonna be taken out, and they can essentially just use Spore against Lugia, get the leech sheet as well. Oh well, it's still a stall Pokemon at the end of the day, But Lugia is going to go in for its own substitute. Oh wow!
Yes, so we've got two substitute users. We've got two Pokemon on their substitutes at the moment, and you know what? I have a feeling this is gonna be another stall.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one here. But they're gonna be changing.
oh gosh, Slowbro is back again. I guess Slowbro is coming back for another like Carmine store.
It's
I think Spore will miss, right? Because Lugia used substitute. Yeah.
You really are rooting for both players, but you're like, oh my gosh, please do more damage, Pokemon. They're stalling, right? So they're really like trying to run the timer at the end of the day, right? So as we had predicted, we've got two stall teams in play right here. We got that Slowbro out with that substituted Lugia.
Oh gosh, so now they are going to repeat like Carmine 6 times. Carmine select off. Oh, Carmine. And Carmine for 6 times. Right, I think so.
To find a way to hit it hard enough. to take down that substitute. But we're just going to be seeing the same thing as we saw in the last game. We're going to see these guys just, pushing each other, stalling each other, calm minding, slack offing. You've got the continuous calm mind of Lugia, right? And you've also
will the battle will end like last round? Like, will they fight for who got more HP?
I think this is the point where
That's
we have to
possible, right?
calm our minds
Yeah.
as well, because
So like, are they going to keep stalling 20 minutes?
moving
forward. Not just now, but moving forward into the finals. I mean,
yeah, whoever's gonna be winning this one, right? Whoever's gonna be winning this one would still bring what they're doing now to the grand finals.
and as you can see, it is for the sake of all of his achievements that he is such a powerhouse. Void is quite strong. 22nd in the Oceania International 2020. I mean, he's won a couple of interesting tournaments, so I'm very excited to see how he does if he goes into the finals. Because now it's 1-0, so he just needs to win one more game to be able to...
Hi, not orange one. Right now I'm watching the match. And I'm seeing who is going to get into final. So like, I got into the final, yay.
Another Aero Blast here going into that of the Slow Bro and gonna be able to take down the Slow Bro.
It took down the Slow Bro.
My goodness! I think that's the end. I think that's the catalyst that we're
Oh
looking
gosh, this looks bad for NomaiZ. Like, critical hit is so sad.
It's a snowball from here.
Ah,
Snowball from here.
so critical. I see.
Well,
So I think,
I
but now Lugia has a lot of boosted, right? No matter what NomaiZ bring here, it will die. That Pokemon will die, right? Although BC is tanky, but I think it will die.
But that Lugia, is still holding on. It's still in that substitute. It has that calm mindset. It's not going to take too much damage from that Blissey. That substitute is going to be up for a while. Soft-boiled, to keep its health.
So Batman is not fun then. Okay, let's watch Pokemon battle. It's going to be more fun than Batman. Really? Yeah, I think so. Although like in the last battle, it was a stall battle. It was 70 minutes. But I did not feel that it is that long. By the way, I have got a new door. Yay.
We've got another calm mind. He really is pushing it. He really has the ability to stall. I have the time to stall, and I have the time to boost my stats, so I will boost my stats.
Now, here's the thing, with that kind of boosted stat, even with a super effective move, I don't think this substitute is going to be taken out just because of that, exactly. With the boosted special defense, right? All the calm minds is not going to allow this Blissey to take down this substitute. And now from here on out, this Lugia can just attack.
Yeah.
He can just attack.
Yeah, this Lugia can just literally take down.
See, the substitute even after taking two ice beams.
Two ice beams, exactly.
Right?
It's still intact. Like it doesn't do too much.
It's because right now the Lugia has got a lot of calm minds, right? And also the multi-scale is activated. So the damage. Besides damage is very small. Oh no, second Pokemon gone. So the last one would be Breloom. Breloom will come into action. Okay. But Breloom, yeah, I think will die in one hit.
Here from the side of Void, and that's what we're seeing right now.
And this is a definite GG with that that Aero Blast. This 4 times damage on this Breloom. Really, I think NomaiZ said, "Yup,
that's
done."
it." We're not gonna prolong.
So we don't even see the third Pokemon. What would be the third Pokemon though? I think might be Clefable. Oh, Void is so strong. So yeah, I'm going to face against him in the final. Oh my gosh, he's so strong. How will our battles go? Let's go take a look. It's the final. Yeah, so in the final, there would be me and Void. The Lugia team.
Yeah, it's just really interesting to see go into singles and still dominate, and they are now in on our grand finals along with Jay.
Yes, he did dominate. That was
That's me. Although like I have already done. Okay, we did this battle since last month, but I was really nervous during the battle, and I think I kind of lost focus at the last match because the match between me and Sinon was quite tough, and like yeah, and that's me and versus.
you feel about this pair? This is a powerhouse. We've got Jay Ramon from Singapore versus JS Deo from Malaysia. That stall team versus that Rotamo that we saw a while ago. That was a lot of fun to watch, right, JJ?
And it's actually really interesting, that now that you pointed it out, that JS Deo's team here is more of a stall team, whereas Jay's team is more of an all-out attacker, perhaps, getting a little bit of a setup, but I truly believe that they're going to have a hard time going against JS Deo's team if they are not going to be able to take down, the Lugia for one immediately at the early rounds, the early turns rather of, the start of the game. But if they do take them out immediately, then I think Jay has can do a lot of a comeback here. Well, not a comeback. Yeah, it's not a comeback. Yeah, but rather, do more of a damage into JSCUs and not allowing it to set up.
Like, just don't allow.
Okay, let's see if I can take down Lugia or not. If yes, then how I did it. If not, then why I could not. Okay.
Right? But I mean, if that Kyogre comes out first, we got the Ice Beam that's available to her. We also have that infamous or famous Rotamo that could do a little bit of initial damage. So let's see what happens. Who knows what Pokemon they're gonna throw in first, but I have a feeling that Lugia is here to stay.
Right, and let's find out together which one is going to be sent out. And this is going to be the Rotom Wash, the first time that we're going to be seeing it today. And now the Rotamo actually is going to be used in as well. This is the grand finals, the first game of the grand finals. Let's have a champion time.
Yes. It's got to be a Rotom versus a Rotom. Rotom Wash versus Rotom Mo. Who will be in the higher position at the moment? I guess because of its grass typing, that water typing of the Rotom Wash will be influenced and hurt much more. But it depends on what they start or what they want to choose from. Are they going to start off with a trick? Are they going to start off with a possible Volt Switch? Who knows what will happen? We just, we're going to find.
Yeah, this one, I was not sure, like, because JS could switch.
The appliance store is
exactly
is what we have right now.
The grand finals department store. And there you go. As what did I tell you? That Lugia is.
Oh yeah, actually for this turn I should have used trick. If I use trick, then it's better, right? That Lugia will have got the choice scarf, and like Lugia cannot store. But like right now, if I have to switch, Lugia will be able to set up.
Interesting match.
Right, like, and Rotom as well. Rotom's Leaf Storm actually missed that Lugia as well. Perhaps they might have been able to predict that switch in, and probably could have used the Volt Switch as well to deal an ample amount of damage against this Lugia. But we're gonna be seeing the Fable and the Lugia once again. This has been a little bit of how do I say this? A little bit of history repeating itself, as to how this Clefable is just going to be stalling, in the place of the Slowbro, stalling out the Lugia. So,
but I mean,
we're gonna be here for a long run again.
As we saw from the previous Clefable, it has nothing on that Slowbro and how it was able to stall that Lugia. So, let's see how it's able to handle itself now. I mean, we'll see if that Clefable is able to take down that Lugia, although this Aeroblast will do a decent amount of damage. Despite the Calm Minds that the Clefable will be using, I think Aeroblast will still be able to do a good amount of damage to that Clefable. And as we can see here, this is a repeat of the last
That's game. That's
stall
match.
Yeah, but
nightmare. Like, I mean, this is the
like my
point
Clefable does not have like
trap
effective
that we
move
are
against
trapped in.
Lugia
That
though.
is a
Like
perfect
my
name.
Clefable has
Good
a
job
move to
for
counter
choosing the name,
Scissor.
Jazz Deo. Void is
Ah.
a perfect name.
And
For your
definitely,
idea.
you know, the game of the play of the game here is to bring them into the palm of their hands. You know, playing into the void of void. And now Jay, as you can see here, Jay is having a hard time.
So this was playing like last month, and like the organizer asked. So the organizer asked everyone to record the video, and then they edit it, and then put it on the live stream today. So right now I'm not playing. I'm watching my own match.
Two Clefables. We got two Clefables both up against each other. We've got a couple of calm minds being used. So let's see here. That Clefable's a little bit stronger now, but I think that.
So actually, at that point, I remember that I forgot about the fact that the other Clefable also had the Kamai. So I thought like, okay, I should just keep using Kamai and then attack Clefable. Yeah, my mistake.
On Void side to take out that Lugia first before it takes too much damage from that Clefable. Save up a little bit of them roosts. We got the.
I think we're gonna be seeing calm minds from both of these Clefable.
Yeah.
At the very least, you know, at the very least for the side of Jay, they already have two calm minds up and ready, so they can just essentially attack from here on out. Perhaps going in for the flame throw as well, you know, to deal in some damage, perhaps getting the burn. But Moonblast is not a bad choice as well.
Yeah, just there's that Thunder Wave. There's that Thunder Wave from the side of Void to really put the pressure on. With that paralysis, it will slow down the Clefable on Jay's side considerably.
Yeah, and I might not be able to move as well. Sad.
This is looking to be another stall match. So, guys, girls, everything in between, grab your popcorn. You're in for a ride.
You are definitely in for a ride, as we are going to be seeing the Moonblast here going to be used here by Void into this Clefable. Still not going to be doing, you know, that much of a damage, but at least it is a decent amount of damage. But now look at this. Despite having +2, right? Despite having +2 on its special attack, it still didn't. It only dealt as much damage as Void's Clefable's Moonblast.
Exactly. So, as you can see, this is gonna take a while to take down.
I think the commentator also forgot about the fact that the opposite Clefable has got unaware. I mean, I forgot about that as well when I was playing.
Depending on the
Yeah.
we will find out which one will take its control. Right, so we got both Clefables, you know, ready to moonblast each other down, right? But which Clefable will go down first? The paralyzed Clefable or the Clefable that is, you know, strong enough to take it? I don't know. Possibly a flamethrower would have allowed for the Clefable to get burnt. But I wouldn't have taken that risk either. Potential Moonblast probably would have been the better option. But now that that Clefable is paralyzed, when it's up against that Lugia later, it's gonna be a little bit of a disadvantage.
Right, and also at the same time, I think it's kind of risky bringing out this Dragonite. If they are going to be choosing a Dragonite, right? Because it's obviously the Clefable might be able to take it down immediately, but you know, we're going to be seeing the Rotom-Mow coming out once again into the side of Jay, and going to be tanking in the damage here. But the Clefable, never mind, actually gets a free turn of healing with the Moonlight.
Yeah, it was able to heal itself, but it's also boosted with its Calm Minds. But that Rotom is back out again. The MVP of Jay, I think it was used in most of the.
Yeah, in that moment he changed into the another Rotom Wash, which also used the trick, used the Choice Scarf. So two Choice Scarf got exchanged.
threw the comments away just like that, and we have to start over from scratch.
It's not two choice scarf, it's a raspberry. Sorry.
And that was the trick. So they switched the two items of the Rotoms, which are let's see here, the choice scarf and the citrus berry. Those were switched. So let's see if that will actually put the other Rotom Wash, at an advantage or a disadvantage.
Disadvantage. It all depends. It all depends.
It all depends.
Now, if we are to see Leaf Storm be used once again, right? Oh wow! Actually, used another switch, and we're gonna be seeing the Lugia again. I'd like to believe, and this is something that Jay wasn't able to see once again, because this is what happened earlier, right? At the start of the game, they used Leaf Storm, where of course Void switched into this Lugia. Oh wow, okay, we got the leftovers. Switch in with the citrus berry, and now obviously they weren't able to see that happening again. So, well, it would have been a huge chance, right? It would have been a huge chance for Jay to do a lot of
this
damage
is
against
because the good thing is like at least Lugia cannot get the multi-scale back, but it's still very difficult.
Mo can do versus Lugia. We got a couple of vault switches that could actually come out because it is no longer stuck to using one specific move. That choice scarf was moved over to Rotom Wash, but from that vault switch, it'll do a decent not even much because of the multi-scale. It didn't do too much damage. So I don't know, maybe put out another multi-scale user or maybe
but actually that time Dragon Knight,
I don't know.
I remember like, okay, so I actually did a few practice match against Lugia, and like I remember like when I was doing the practice match, right, my Dragon Knight got killed by Ice Beam really quickly, so I was really hesitating to put Dragon Knight out, but yeah, my Clefable was really paralyzed.
Despite knowing that it's not going to be able to take it down, and of course the Clefable is going to be able to make use of a Moonlight to recover itself, and from here on out, we're just going to be back into the square one, where again Lugia with a substitute, and then Calm Mind, and then Calm Mind, and then Calm Mind, and then Roost, and then Calm Mind, and then Calm Mind,
Moonlight,
and then Aeroblast.
Moonlight.
Actually, I think that at that time I was a bit stressed because when the battle dragged really long, I start to lose focus, and like I start to think like, oh my gosh, there was no way to take down that Lugia, and like I was damn stressed, seriously stressed.
Take advantage of this particular situation that she's
right
in.
But the disadvantage is clearly on the side of Jay, knowing the fact that this Clefable is paralyzed. So Lugia here can get more setups than it already than that of the Clefable, and from there, it could essentially just sweep in the entire team if it chooses to. But never mind, it's gonna be switched out once again with the Clefable.
And I think Clefable has gone out and a Dragonite has come in, which is that could be a problem. That could be a problem.
I love how he says that, which is sad.
That paralyzed Clefable, it really could be a problem. At the end of the day, it's the battle of the stallers. So if they're able to really take down that Clefable, then
yes, that's very true. Like we have been scared of like Lugia's, like a bit too scared of Lugia's Ice Beam. Yeah.
And I think they are, essentially 90% guaranteeing that they're going to be switching the Dragonite, giving them a free turn of a setup.
Yeah, this is a free Calm Mind setup on the side of Void. Basically saying, come hither. Moonblast! Oh, I think like he basically thought ahead. and decided, yeah, maybe I should do a little bit more damage to this, whatever is switched in, or maybe that Dragonite will stay in, thinking that she will be switching out, but she didn't actually switch out. But you know what? It was a smart choice as well with that Moonblast. So, what will happen now? Will that Rotom burn this Clefable? Will they Volt switch out? Will that
even
Leaf
if
Storm
it
come
burns,
into play?
even if it burns the Clefable,
Or not orange one, you can join the same cup as Q8. I think now Mew is giving daily homework to Q8 for preparing a competitive team.
It's funny. It's funny. It's a really funny grand final that we have right now.
It's a situation that we put ourselves into. But you know, it's always great to see stall teams, because they get to start outsmarting each other, right? So this Clefable is just trying to keep its HP at full health, because you know, the two token stallers on the side, that side is that Clefable and that Lugia, right? So on the side of Void, who is doing exceptionally at the moment, let's see what Jay has in store. Will she be throwing out a Will-O-Wisp or that Leaf Blade?
Well,
Leaf
there
Storm,
we go.
sorry. Leaf Storm.
Yeah, it is going to be the Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah.
Of course, going to be able to take down, going to be able to get some damage into that of the Clefairy, but you didn't see that coming. They never saw that coming, that there's the Lumberry to remove the status into this Clefable. So now they would have to risk it all once again to get in the Will-O-Wisp, knowing the fact that it doesn't have 100% guarantee of hitting the other Pokemon, allowing this Clefable to set up with the Calm Mind.
Exactly. So there was that.
Yeah, so I think this time if I get hit, I would die, right?
Whatever happens, that Will-O-Wisp won't affect Clefable's attacking capabilities. As Clefable is a special attacker. So yeah, it's burned, but you know what? It'll still be able to do Moonblast with that Calm Mind boost.
Look at that damage. Just on Calm Mind was enough for it to deal a lot of damage.
Exactly.
You know, even if you know, if this Clefable, right? If this Clefable from the side of Void would be able to do at least 2 or 3 more, right? 2 or 3 more Calm Minds, I think that would be it. Honestly, I think that would be it. And look at the damage that this Leaf Storm is going to be able to deal. It's not as much as you would like it to do, but then Moonblast is going to be able to finally take down this Rotom from the side of Jay.
Exactly. Oh wow. Oh wow, that Clefable is still holding still. Even if it's burnt, it's still there, and that Dragonite will not do very well versus that Clefable. I don't know whether I want to be a paralyzed Clefable or a burnt.
That was difficult. But actually, I think that part, I mean, his Clefable, Void's Clefable is still better. Yeah.
Just because of the fact that I still can guarantee that I'll be, you know, doing my moves, right? That's number 1. And number 2, I can always heal myself in Moonlight. However, for the side of the Clefable that is paralyzed, there's a tendency, there is a chance that you might not be able to do anything because you are, well, as I mentioned, paralyzed, and you are going to be the slower one, so you won't be able to, you know, set up as much. But right now, we're going to be seeing the Moonlight here being used here by Void to recover some health, as I just mentioned. And we might not be able to see the Moonblast. Never mind, we're going to be able to see the Moonblast is going to be able to bypass the paralysis from, you know, not allowing it to attack.
Yes, but you know what? That burned Clefable is still holding strong, but the battle will end in 3 minutes, as we saw from, you know, that previous match a while ago, the previous game, you know, with Thailand a while ago, where the battle did end because time ended. That is the purpose of the stall team in all essences. And at this point in time, Jay already has 1 Pokemon down, so it's looking...
I was really panicking, like, oh my gosh, 3 minutes left, and like, I'm going to lose. No. Yeah, 2 Pokemon down, and like the last one is Dragon Knight. So the last, yeah, I got Dragon Knight versus Clefable. That's a really bad matchup.
I'll give it 2 turns.
Yeah. It's
I'll give it 2 turns.
Now here's the thing, right? Like for the side of Void, they don't really need to rush in on doing attacks, just because of the fact that they essentially guarantee the game anyway. They still have cheap Pokemon, and if they're gonna be stalling this one up, then they're gonna be winning by default because of the number of Pokemon that they do have is higher than the number that Jay has currently.
That is true. So you know what? I think we already have a game.
I remember that time I was like, please, can you just hit me and end the game? I was like, I already lost. Can you just hit me with Moonblast? But I remember, if I remember correctly, that time, why I kept using Moonlight. Although I want to die, I could not die. Yeah, you know, right? When you know that you are going to lose a match, you want to die. Not literally, but like you want to the match to end. Yeah, this guy team is beast, not orange one. Actually, I'm thinking of like next month I want to start doing Sword and Shield rank match as well, because the new season is starting next month, right? There is a new season. Yeah.
Even if this Dragonite could take down this Clefable, there's still 2 more Pokemon into the side of Void. That whatever happens here, they're just winning this one, unless of course they surrender, which I don't think is going to be happening.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's surrendering, but I have a feeling I know what.
Oh yeah, actually at that time I could have surrendered. Yeah, yeah, I could have done that. Yeah.
Strong, and it just keeps moonlighting while that Dragonite keeps trying to earthquake it down. But I doubt it's gonna have the same effect.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
0, and that is a GG. Congratulations to Void for taking that first game.
Yay, GG voice.
It's over.
Oh wow.
You lost to Void.
It is it. That's 1-0.
I've seen that before. You've lost to Void. You really have lost to Void, because that happened for the first game a while ago, right? The last semifinal round, right? So very, very excited to see what he has in store. It is a stall, and it is a very, 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 very smart stall. The Lugia, that Clefable, taking turns, really getting their opponent.
So will we have 2 more battles, or will we only have 1 more battle? What do you think?
What happened last time with that Slowbro, when they make one small error with their stall team,
they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, that master Void, who is a master of stall teams, will really take you down.
Right, and you know what? I think we are all ready as well to potentially see the grand champion of our entire tournament. Perhaps we might be able to see a game number 3, but for now, let's find out together, as this could potentially be the last one. Let's have a champion time. For the first one, we're going to be seeing the Latios.
The problem was like last round I could not use Dragon Dance as well, because Clefable has got unaware ability, right? So even after I have Dragon Dance so many times, I could not kill Clefable anyway. Yeah.
You know that.
Although it might be useful if no, and I don't think that Clefable will be switched out
Correctly. So let's see what it can do. Potential Ice Beam could hit that Latios quite strong. Interestingly enough, Void has decided to take on a different side of things. Instead of going for that stall, he is going for a little bit of an attack. I mean, coming all the way from left field. Let's see if it will be able to do a good amount of damage. That Thunder with that boost of the rain will do a lot of damage to that Kyogre. Kyogre hanging on.
Oh my gosh.
Although that Ice Beam
Yes.
does do
I was really happy, like, yay, Latios now. So the Latios, I'm actually really scared of Latios for some reasons. Like,
it was able to do
yeah.
damage on that Kyogre. Has a very, very small amount of HP left, but let's see if this Lugia can handle that.
Right, and here we go. Obviously, that Latios actually almost taking out this Kyogre. That Latios actually earlier on has choice specs as well, and it's a timid. Timid Pokemon obviously is going to be a faster Pokemon and with choice spec, but unfortunately still wasn't enough, to take down this Kyogre. Perhaps a low damage roll there, but here comes the Aeroblast, going to be able to finally take down this Kyogre once again. We are looking at a pretty different kind of pace of a game, knowing the fact that earlier on, right, it's definitely quicker. It's earlier on, it was really slow of a game, but this time, they are essentially just punishing the errors of each other, and from there on out, giving us quite a fast match.
But so last time I was considering whether I should do like sword stance, scissor, or like I should use Rotom trick. Yeah, I forgot what I picked though. I think if I remember correctly, I picked scissor. Yeah.
Between two Pokemon, I think it's let's see here, a scissor that has come out into play. That scissor versus that Lugia, which is very, very tanky. Could be a problem.
And the Lugia doesn't have a lot of that Lugia doesn't really have any super effective moves against the scissor.
It doesn't. It doesn't at all. And but the thing is, Lugia is quite tanky. So that is true. If the Scizor actually swords dances itself a little bit more, it could be strong enough to do a decent amount of damage with a Bullet Punch or a U-turn on that Lugia. But I wouldn't use a U-turn after a Sword Stance. Possibly a Bullet Punch would do a good amount of damage on that Lugia. Although, who knows what'll happen? An Aeroblast is still quite strong. It'll still do a lot of damage on that Scissor, even if it is a neutral damage.
Wow, actually goes in for the U-turn instead, but we're going to be seeing the Aeroblast here dealing, a decent amount of damage against a Scissor, and now it's going to go back with a U-turn. Obviously, we're going to be seeing this Rotom, and for what's it?
The U-turn was so weak, though. I was really disappointed. Oh yeah, but because Lugia still has got multi-scale ability.
Exactly. So we got this Rotom, obviously with that Volt Switch, but that leftovers on that Lugia. It's trying to get back that multi-scale. Let's see here. You could burn that Lugia to prevent it from going back up to that multi-scale. But what it could do, it could possibly trick, get that Lugia to give up its leftovers so that it doesn't heal as quickly as it does, and Rotom could take advantage of that as well.
Actually, I look at this one. I should have wait, or maybe.
It switched in with that Clefable.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What would be the better move?
Terrifying. So it took that Lumberry, which was smart. I think it knew that trick was gonna come. So switching into that Clefable was a very, very smart on Void's side. Let's see what happens here. Will there be? Will Rotom burn Clefable, or will he switch out again?
It's actually interesting, knowing that, right? Rotom tricking its scarf into that Clefable essentially disables it from doing anything. It could only either use an attacking move or just only heal itself up, or perhaps just use Calm Lines. But either way, it's stuck to just one move. It's actually pretty smart of Jay to do that.
It is smart of Jay to do that. But that Lugia is still around. It was smart of Jay to do that. But for Void, he was quite smart into switching, and having his MVP Lugia still maintain.
Yeah, and like Life Orb will keep.
Now the rain has
Life Orb. Each time I use Life Orb, my HP is reduced by 10%, and like right now I have only got like 60 HP. At that moment, I was hoping like, oh my gosh, I want Roost, because Clefable did not have a hit that can two hit KO me. Yeah. So like I was really but I actually Did I use Brick Break during all the previous matches?
To just go in for the source plants, knowing the fact that you're going to be able to survive anyway, and from there on out, you could either just use the bullet punch after the fact that you took the moonblast, and from there, since you're going to be using bullet punch, you're going to get a priority anyway.
But
and even if they do switch out, right?
True.
Even if
That
they
is
do
true.
switch out, you're still going to be dealing, some damage, some sort of damage against the Lugia. But now they're not going to be able to do that. But the Clefable, despite the life orb and the +2 on coming in from that of the coming in.
Yeah, it was very sad. Like, okay, so like, I saw a tiny bit of HP on Clefable when I was hoping that, like, okay, when I pressed that button, bullet punch, I thought, okay, Clefable, you dead for sure. But the next moment, I saw the red HP.
Fable that is scarfed, so it's much faster. We don't have a bullet punch here anymore. But yeah, I guess a possible trick could switch back those items.
Oh wow, it's a
predicament.
That's hard. That's hard to take in. Knowing the fact that you already have +2, you have life orb, and the Clefable is still able to survive that. This Clefable, I'd have to say, is the MVP of the game here, because otherwise, Jay would have been able to win this one up, even with the Lugia up.
Exactly. That was a very, very smart choice from Void's side, especially changing his entire, well, not necessarily his entire strategy, because he still maintains that Lugia, still maintains that Clefable for the tanky nature of what they have. But leading in with that Latios really changed the entire outcome of the game, as opposed to it just being a full-on stall performance. They added a little bit of spice, and let's see what happens here. Although I think it might be a GG. It might be over.
It's already GG. It already determined like the ending. Because right now I can only use one switch.
Be able to do a lot of damage into that Lugia anyway. But let's find out though. Obviously, we're gonna be seeing this. I don't think we're gonna be seeing the substitute. Is what I mean. Sorry. I don't think we're going to be seeing the substitute. Perhaps we're going to be seeing some setups here from the side of the Lugia. And from there, you use Aeroblast to just immediately take down this Rotom. But obviously, we're going to be seeing that Rotom going to be using that Ball Switch. Still not a lot of damage, as I just mentioned, despite it being a super effective hit. And it's just going to recover.
And now Lugia has got the multi-scale back again.
The multi-scale once again.
It does. So now this Volt Switch is just going to do much smaller damage than it did a while ago. And Lugia will Calm Mind boost itself a little bit. And, with one arrow...
Actually, JS style is like, he's playing very safely. Like, actually, he can already kill me.
Super effective.
But, yeah, his play style is very defensive.
It is scarfed, but the thing is here, Lugia can just go in for the Aeroblast. Doesn't even need to set up as much anymore, because number one, it has leftovers anyway. It does have the +1 on special attack, so and Rotom won't be able to do anything at all aside from using Volt Switch, so it could just attack. But Void wants to really guarantee the win here, like guarantee 100% shutdown. Right, shut down this Rotom.
Oh.
He wanted.
And that's the final match, everyone. That's the final match. And the champion is JS Deo for Malaysia. And so, yeah, like, I should have used, yeah, but now I'm really scared of, like, Edwin says that I'm going to lose in the final, like, certain main character in the Pokemon anime. Actually, Ash did win the Pokemon League in Pokemon XY and Sun Moon. Yeah. But after how many years? I don't know. I cannot wait for myself to be 40. Okay. That was a really fun time. So, yeah. I'm happy enough that I got into runner-up. It's surprise. It's really surprising for me actually. I'm really surprised. And I mean, this could not be done without the help of everyone in the community. So like, I think from time to time, like for example, Mr. O might challenge me to do some Pokemon Showdown battle, and like Cert and Mew also help doing practice matches. Yeah, because it's really hard to find the like I mean this format is quite specific, right? And it's really hard to find people to play with. So I'm really grateful to Cert and Mew who has been practicing almost daily with me before the final. Yes. And that is GG. Thank you everyone for watching. Let's listen to what they are talking about a little bit more.
Quite analytical, I'd have to say. Really, calculating every move that they're doing, and from there on out, essentially planning ahead and ensuring that those plans that they're planning to use against their opponents is being laid off and actually is being followed in from there on out. Like their opponents are just playing the palm of the head of the playing on the palm of void, essentially playing inside the void that void is bringing about against them.
Exactly. So you know what, without further ado, let's bring in this nightmare. This amazing player. Congratulations, JS Deo Void, for winning the Sinnoh Festive Tournament. How are you feeling? Right now?
Thank you. Feeling good for sure.
Yeah, so he won the second lap share, and I think he requested for the Charizard one. Pretty cool, right? And I think I'm pretty much going to end the stream here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Singapore time. I'm going to stream the qualifier match, like all the battles that made me become Singapore finalist, and Neil will help comment, I think. Yes.
Typically always a strong player. I just felt like this was like a really good strategy for this format in particular. Like just looking through the
Okay, so
I didn't really see much that could like
let's end the stream, shall we? Okay. Bye bye, and see you again tomorrow for more Pokemon battles. Yes. Yeah, and also see you later in TBT stream, which happens in 6 hours from now. So let me say bye bye with this newly arrived Pikachu. Bye.
It was great to see. I'm a fan. Well, fantastic plays. And
Right,
it's great to
thank
see
you.
that you started with a couple of stalls.